Welcome back to another episode of Find the Line, presented by Against the Grain Design and Print, where we dive into real stories with real racers, the successes, the hardships, and everything in between, with your co-hosts Logan Cipala and Joe Falde. Produced by Luke Cipala, it all starts right here, right now, on Find the Line.
Yeah, and we can do anything. Mama said it's true, and I put that on everything. Mama told me one day I'ma blow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sit where shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life they call me.
Ho, ho, ho! It's Hillclimb Claus. Merry Christmas! Unlike the coal I gave you last year, this year I bring you a super show. Hillclimb Claus is going to join the Nitro and Mud boys with the Find the Line Toms. And they are going to look back at 2025 and help me decide what riders were naughty, what riders were nice. So let's welcome in, he's not the Hillclimb Rancher, he's the Hillclimb Cowboy, Brandon Krieger. Woo! And if he's fast, got steel paddles, and smells like maple syrup, you know it's that fast Canuck, the number 103, Ryan Wyatt. Next up, it's not Tom Selleck. It's not Sam Elliott. The man behind the mustache, the number 914, Luke Cipala. The man's van that's too big and his car's too small. And the FedEx man always whips shitties in his grass. You know him. He's the 895, the machine, Logan Cipala. And lastly, the ultimate Tom, the man that can't smell and don't care, the old 31, myself, Joe Falde. So welcome, boys. It's Super Show.
What's up? Thank you, Joe.
Look at that.
I forgot my Santa Claus hat. Dang it.
We're not sure if this is the best idea ever or the best worst idea ever.
Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Cowboy, thanks, dude. You sent a text. You're like, hey, we should have a year in review. Let's talk about what happened in 2025. Freaking epic idea about this is going to be awesome.
Hell yeah. I kind of figured it would be. You know, we got these two shows running. Let's get them together and let's just talk Hillclimb with all the Hillclimb media we got. So
that's cool. That's very
and
cool.
right now we are it for Hillclimb media. Find the Line and Nitro and Mud. So.
That's a scary thought, Cowboy.
Isn't it?
It's like one of those beetles, the dung beetles that pushes that little pile of crap around and just keeps pushing it, right? Same thing, right?
That's how I feel.
That means we can currently claim to be the best media in all of Hillclimb sport right now.
I love it.
We can.
Right now, yeah.
We're it. We are the best, right?
Mr. Optimism over there, the machine, bringing out all the finer points. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
There's some guy in France going, you are not.
Hey guys, just looking back, and one thing I was thinking about is between us, and like Ryan had said when we were talking on our group message or whatever, between us all, we've all been to a bunch of different races, and it's going to be fun to kind of have all of our opinions as to what's going on. And I think tonight, let's break down American Hillclimb, Rockwell, Motoclimb, and then anything else that we've been a part. Obviously, Ryan with Soar and Logan with Hard Enduro, and anything that we've kind of got that sticks to our mind that might be kind of fun to talk about. But right away, kind of what I want to jump into was the first thing I started thinking of is there were some riders that kind of stood out to me, their years and what they were doing, and I kind of went through and I got a couple from each series that I kind of, for no reason other than I just thought they were giving it and they were putting in that effort. I thought maybe by series I'll kind of bring up a couple of the people that I was thinking about, and if there's anything else that you guys want to add, if there's some people that you want to jump in, it'd be pretty cool. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's start with, this is Cowboys' backyard, American Hillclimb, right? Let's talk a little American Hillclimb. Obviously, there's East and West. And for me personally, I didn't get to experience any of it except for on watching the live stream. So it was pretty cool. I got to see a bunch on the live stream. But, I kind of got on each series, I got like a young buck and an old dude that's holding it down. And they might not be young or they might not be old, but kind of that's how I got it. And there's quite a few young guys in all the series, but I was pretty impressed this year in American Hillclimb. I thought that Dexter Hohenhaus from North Dakota, man, starting off, and when he passed Josh Hill at Washington, I mean, boom. I mean, talk about putting yourself on the map. I mean, that was what a memory for Dexter, and even Josh was good about it. But Logan, you were there, right? I mean, Dexter he's been riding, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was killing it all weekend out there, and then kept it up all year. You know, it was pretty cool. He's been up in his game every year the past few years, but this year I kind of felt like was maybe the beginning of what is going to be multiple breakout years for him. It was really cool to watch that whole race with Josh Hill, because there's so many people that we race with, and probably myself included, who you get 50 feet from the top and you just want to give up. And Dexter was not even considering that, obviously. And Josh just made, 10 feet from the lights, and he makes that tiny mistake where he just landed a little bit flat in the powder. And Dexter was luckily still committed, because if he hadn't been completely committed that whole section, it's like it's a good lesson with verticross to just never ever give up until it's totally over.
Yeah, that's a lesson for all of us. I'm guilty of that, being old and scared. You know, it's like a couple of things go wrong, you're like, all right, this one's gone. But Dexter, he just kept on. I like to think of Dexter as a pureblood, because he wasn't tainted by moto or Harescramble or hard enduro or trials. He's just a born and raised hill climber. That's what he knows.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's what you got. He's got that, like, he will huck that sumbitch, right? Like, even if you should know better, Dexter will try to huck it. I love that in a pureblood, where everybody's got that little 1% of Harold Waddell in them, where it might be impossible, but they're going to try anyways, right? Dexter's definitely got that gene.
Well, he showed that the next day after he beat Josh Hill, when he sent it into a little kicker, third gear wide open, and went flying 30 feet up the hill without a bike.
I thought you were going to say he showed that in Idaho when his bike was in the bottom of the drainage ditch.
Well, that too, I guess. He did it 2 in a row.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got a picture in that river, or that's
scary.
That water canal. It was just a picture, and I zoomed in. I'm like, oh my God, that's Dexter's bike. Is he okay? That's not the picture you want to get. It's just
how did he end up down there?
How did he get down there? That's at the bottom of the hill, like
so
behind the starting line.
The story that I heard is him and Rumner were doing like third or fourth gear wheelies on the it was like kind of a road there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he got in a speed wobble when he dropped it down, or if he hit a rock while he was still wheeling, but I guess the bike went end for end and did a big belly flop right in the center of the creek.
We love you,
He got
Dexter.
pretty messed up from it. He got a concussion and everything.
Yeah, not good. Yeah, we're glad you're still up and ticking, Dexter. Thinking of you, bud. But he had some moments this year, that's for sure. Top 10 in American Hill Climb, no joke, in the end, in the championship, and just awesome year. Keep on it too, Dexter. Love seeing these young guys like Dexter building his team, got all 3 bikes, going to the races, him and his dad hauling their own water, doing their own stuff. It's freaking so fun to watch families and young men and women pick the lock and just do it. Just awesome. But Cowboy, as American Hill Climb elite member here, you got any young bucks that you can think of out of your mind and American Hill Climb that stand out?
Man, I got a couple really that stand out for the young bucks. Let's go with Corbin Davis first of all. I mean, dude kills it on that Harley, and he's really starting to come to his own on the Nitro bike. Another guy that I think really he starts to get more comfortable on his bike, we're going to see some good finishes out of him, is Norman Slade.
Yep.
Norman is really, he's starting to come on. He just got to get comfortable on a bike, and he'll be doing something. And then when they put that 21-inch bolted paddle on there, that thing just came to life for him. So
that's crazy.
He just got to learn to commit.
Yeah. Well, you know about that, Cowboy, right? You know how to commit when it comes to handlebars. You're going to go for it, right?
You're going to go for it. I got handlebars flying all over the place around here, bent to nothing.
No, those are awesome. You guys, Ryan or Logan, you got anybody off the top of your mind that you're thinking about for American Hill Climb?
American Hill Climb, mine for kind of getting into it would be Chauncey Geisler. Yeah. She did really well this year. You know, rode everything, never said no, and just really loved that attitude. She did awesome.
You guys, when you had her
Yeah.
on Nitro and Mud, that was so freaking awesome just to hear the pride and how proud she was. And that whole family, I just love that family. Her dad is just an awesome man. And I just think it's so cool. That whole family got to go there and race. That was really epic. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's pretty
Max,
sweet.
Jason,
That all
and
three of them.
Chauncey. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Max is another up and comer too. Like he was on it this year. And he ended up second in American Hillclimb West and somewhere in the top 10 at the overall. So
Yep. No, I agree. He's on the list on a different format for me. So yeah, we'll talk about him
Yeah.
on a different format in a little bit. But,
well, he rides all of them. So
yeah, exactly. That's good. Logan, anybody or?
Not anyone that you guys haven't covered, I guess.
Okay,
Pretty much
no, that's
all.
good. That's
You
right.
know
And
what
then
we're seeing. AJ and Max are definitely good. I think. Well, Max was he was the second. Was he second or third overall qualifier for the year? I was
I
trying
think
to
he was second.
look up.
I guess
how
Or
many
no,
second
third.
overall,
'Cause it
third
was-
overall. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Goose
Ryan and-
was second.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
So
awesome.
I mean that's pretty impressive for being that young and staying up top like that. And AJ's been doing well too. They just those dudes have a ton of speed. They're just a little too young to know when to smooth it out a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll come year after year. They'll be getting better with that. But that's kind of the only weakness that I can see in them.
No, it's fun watching them because what's really fun about riding dirt bikes for me at least is getting better, and you watch them dramatically get better every year, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun the next 10 years just to watch those guys improve. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
For old dudes, for American Hillclimb, I mean, I gotta say it, number one with the bullet, Jake Anstedt. I mean, holy balls. I mean, that guy has something. He has a secret ingredient to the sauce that I just don't know if anybody else has ever had in Hillclimb. When he needs something, he gets it. And paired with Team Peterson's bikes, it is just a weapon, you know? And that's something where it humbles just about everybody that's raced against him. And I think, you know, Logan on here is one of the only people all year to beat him in all the formats. I mean, it's just something to see that guy go, and it's no flukes. Like he just can put that tire to the ground at all time and stay so low and go so fast. And man, if you want to grab the brass ring, you gotta get by him, and it's not easy, right, Logan?
Yep, that's for sure. The secret sauce is that he's forgot more about riding a dirt bike than any of us will ever know.
That sounds about
You're
right.
probably right.
Yeah, it's so obvious when you watch what him and like even when Josh Hill shows up like at Columbus last year. That was when I just realized there were 3 separate classes of hill climbers, and they were in their own up above everybody that weekend.
Wow, that's something. It's fun to watch, and it's really really cool that he's a part of this sport. And I think that gives a level of legitimacy when people like Josh Hill come and they're racing against Jake and yourself and or Logan and other people that can really hold it with them. I think that's so awesome for our sport when top level people can come here and just not hang 2 seconds on us. You know, it's like they got to freaking work for it to get it. It's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Any old dudes that come to mind for you guys? I mean, obviously, I'm 100 years older than the old dudes I'm going to mention on here, but is there anybody in American Hillclimb that you thought was like really living up to their game for their experience?
Man, we got to go with John Kester. I mean, still right in there, winning his 13th championship on the East Coast.
Yep.
Held his own all weekend at the Nationals, and just right at the very end at Freemansburg, dug in and pulled it out. So
yeah, incredible. And what a level of competition that has changed around JFK and the time that he's been a professional hill climber. You know, I mean, he has went from there was the same 3 guys on every podium for 3 years in a row to now trying to get on the podium is a good thing. You know, it's like what a difference it's been, you know?
It's been cool. I mean, with him too, it's cool because he's been in that series for so long. Where, I mean, he's in raced against multiple eras and generations of these guys. You know, when he first got into it, there was some of those older legends that were still racing and hanging on to it, and then kind of after that, like from the 17 up until maybe, I don't know, 21 or 22, there was him and Jay and Vinny and Giacomo. And then I was in there for a little bit. And now it's kind of another different generation working their way in. And
Right.
John's been able to win titles and races in every single one of them, which is pretty damn impressive.
Super impressive. So cool. Very cool. I'm sure we're going to cover a lot of the same riders and all, because so many of the riders go to different formats. But I was thinking next, let's go over to Motoclimb Super Series. And I got to race this whole series this year, so I got to see quite a bit of it. And there really wasn't too many riders that raced the whole series. So you look at the guys that raced in California, and it was almost like a different series just for the two events in California, for the North Dakota and the Bay City round. But one of the rider I did see in the North Dakota round that I was pretty impressed with and pretty excited about the future was Tegan Jelnick. And man, young kid on a new build. I believe Billy Goat built him that open bike, and pretty freaking impressive kid. I mean, it was fun. I believe he won at Fordville on Sunday and rode really good at the Brick Mine. And just, I love that family. Obviously, they're just Arnie. We got history from way back, and just really fun to see a young kid. You can tell he's got the love for it, and man, he's got the good equipment now. And it's going to be fun if he's got Arnie's genes in him. We're going to get some highlight reel footage rides from Tegan. Now, Tegan, don't ghost ride the new build off the top of Bay City like your father did. I don't ever want to see that again, but I can't wait to see the future of this kid. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, he was killing it for sure. It was pretty cool to see how quick he picked up on that 1190, and they did a few district races and he was killing it. And then, yeah, he did get fast time of the day at Fordville, I believe, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that was what happened. So I was talking to Arnie about that at Bay City. I'm like, that is probably one of the most unknown, highest achievements that you can get racing a hill climb, because it was like, if you look at that trophy, all the dudes on there, it was crazy. Dusty and Nick Beer were on there for the first how many years? My dad was on there a few times. Harold had it for like 25 years straight. And Tyler Cardwell got on there one year, and then I think I finally got it a couple times. Jared Gitter was one of them too. Like it's a trophy. It's a pretty cool trophy to get your name on. And I tried for like, I think it was like 10 years before I got one.
That's a heavy trophy with all those names on it. That's pretty epic.
Yeah. So to get that right out of the box is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Like I said, in the Motoclimb, not a lot of, obviously, Keegan didn't ride California or whatever, but Ryan, like in California, was there any of the younger guys that stood out to you in Motoclimb or Cowboy?
Jason Shipman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure.
He like, you watched him grow up and ride, and he was always a good rider. You can see he has skill. And then, maybe because we've been there for a while and stuff, but then it's just 1 year and all of a sudden, he is crushing it. He did so great this year. I'm like, you just see Shipman on the back and it's like, oh, there's Joe. It's not. It's it's Jason.
Hey, that's not the 119. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's cool.
No.
It's been fun to see his progression too. And Joe even said it when we had him on here over the summer, that like Kaysen wasn't always super fast, super aggressive, but he's just kind of grown up and figuring it out and learning. And it's going to be really cool to start racing with him. I'm excited because he's going to be good.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. The old dude for Motoclimb, and this is where I said not really old because he's so young, and I wanted to call him a young buck, but he's just got so much experience. I can't do it. But Tristan Alexander, impressive. And I think what's most impressive to me about Tristan is he hauls his own water. No sponsor hauling his bikes coast to coast. Nobody. He not just flying in and riding somebody's equipment. He's working on them. He's building them. He's working to get better at all times. He doesn't complain. I mean, I've never heard him complain about this or that. He just gets in his van and goes from one race to the next and just keeps getting better and better. And I think like it's just the start of that open bike. I think that that open bike's got some more to get out of it. I feel like they can still get more out of their bike once they keep getting at it. And he raced the whole season without a 700 bike. I think he blew it up right away and didn't really have a pro mod bike, so he was just riding his 450. And then that's not going to be what's going to happen next year. He's going to have options next year. So it's just really fun. He obviously won the series, but I think that he did it the right way. He traveled by himself. He did everything. I think you get the most out of it by doing that way. And man, he's just been super fun to watch. I just think he's an awesome rider.
No, I agree there. He's did phenomenal this year in Motoclimb and American Hillclimb and Rockwell, everything he raced. So
That's cool.
What about for the old guy for the Motoclimb series? Can we just do Joel? Or does that not count?
We didn't have
Joel. That's an old guy. I mean, he had a spark of brilliance.
Yeah.
We need a flash in the pan.
Didn't he get like a podium or something and get
Yeah,
a brick at one of these races?
I can go get the
This
brick and put it
won't
behind
give
me.
himself. I mean, obviously he can't say that he's his favorite old guy, so we'll have to do it for him, I guess.
And
That's
Ryan's my favorite old guy. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can't say that 'cause I'm black.
And both of our actual favorite old guys are in Pearson. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you nailed it. Yep. No, it's I think that the Motoclimb Super Series is a tough series to win because of the damn pro stock class and how it's just so much stress. Because if you have one round one exit, you're effed for the whole season, you know? And Tristan had that, not for the one round, but he had a tough go in California and he was going uphill the whole season. And it came to the very end because of that. And it's just, that's such a tough series to win and dominate because you just have to be perfect. There's no level for error with that pro stock class, which I just think makes it so freaking tough.
It is. It just, your margins for error are tiny when it comes to verticross and the amount of matches that you have to do.
Yeah.
And then you add in something like that and it's like, just makes it even smaller.
I feel like it's like a testament. Obviously, we watch Supercross, motocross, everything else, but just the reliability of our equipment, because it's very seldom in that pro stock final that there's a mechanical or something. Like, it's just crazy how they will just keep coming back and doing the same thing over and over again. It's pretty cool. Going to Rockwell. And Rockwell, I got to experience the Big Sky. It's probably a highlight of my whole summer was camping with Ryan and Aaron at the Big Sky. And it's still, I hadn't been there in years from racing American Hillclimb East. But if you haven't been to the Big Sky, it is some of the funnest hills and funnest racing you'll ever have in your life. It's not the biggest spectacle. It's not the biggest crowd, but it's just perfectly prepped hills. And they're so damn fun. And they just keep getting better. But the young buck, and that's where Cowboy had mentioned before, but I think he ended the season podium in every class but one. Max Geisler just riding so good in Rockwell. And it was just a bummer how the overall points went because he just didn't, he had like 1/4, but he was so close to being right up there for the final for the overall points. But he's so young. Max is just, he just started riding pro class bikes a couple years ago. And I feel like he's just eventually going to be a perennial podium guy. He's got a lot of the skills that you want to see in those young riders. And now he's starting to get the bikes under him. And it's no easy task to take these custom bikes and figure them out. And that brand new build, I think he's done a 1290. It's like, that's just impossible to just hop on one of those and just go. Like and he's doing so good. It's only going to get better. So stick with it. And his dad, he's got such a great leader to follow in his father. It's just fun to watch that family race and achieve,
Yeah. I don't really have any because I don't really follow much with the Rockwell, but it's pretty much the same guys from Motoclimb and American Hillclimb West that run the Rockwell series. So
yeah, and that's the bummer about Rockwell. And I understand it just takes time and effort, but there's just not much coverage. It's super hard to follow
that's
along,
it. There's not much coverage. If you're not there, it's real hard to develop an opinion on it. And unless riders post something, that's the only thing I know what's going on at a Rockwell event. So,
and it'd be kind of funny, like if the BMC took and just paid somebody to live stream all the events. because I cannot tell you, it was one of my highest viewed reels that I've had was just when I live streamed the championship runoff at the Big Sky. I had so many people watching that. It was insane. I think that there's a definite thirst there for that information on the old World Wide Web.
Mm-hmm.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, Ryan, you got any young bucks that stand out in mind?
yeah,
You can say your son too. That's just fine. I don't want to take that one from you.
No, well, for sure. You know, him winning the 85cc championship this year, getting a Rockwell watch.
Yeah,
That's awesome. There's
Hell
nothing better than getting that.
Yeah, like,
My best
man.
is he told
Wow.
you couldn't buy him one. He wanted to win one. Was that a couple years ago? Where
No, this year he never bought a Rockwell watch. He finally bought one after he won it because he doesn't
Yeah.
get to pick his up till Big Sky next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wouldn't have one or wear one, and now he wore it till he broke it already. So now
He didn't wear the champion. Oh yeah, he didn't wear the championship one. Good.
Yeah, can't have it now. But we're pulling parts off of those watches to keep his watch he can wear going. So
sick brag there, Ryan. Sick brag.
But
awesome.
AJ Christofferson in the same clan, doesn't have an open bike, so wasn't really going through the championship stuff. But him on a 450 is a weapon right now. So it's a lot of fun watching him ride. Same thing. I was gonna say our time at Big Sky was amazing. So. At Big Sky, there's so much extra room if you want to park back a little bit. So, we don't usually go near the front. We go, a little ways back. And we had all our campers, like you would camp out, in the mountains or something in a semicircle. And we had our own little area. Man, did we have time.
Oh, that was awesome. That was so awesome.
Sorry, I had to stand up so I could sick brag everybody quick. I just wanted to show.
Oh, come
His
on.
Rockwell watches. Look
He's
at
got a
those.
whole
About one,
box
and we've
full
got
of
3
them.
not in the case.
Jeez, what that's
You've got
that's
more
too
than
much.
that.
Yeah.
I've got 3 other ones.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
I
impressive.
had to. They were right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait one time. You got to be on and you just got to wear them down both arms.
That'd be perfect.
Full out rapper.
Yeah. And then as for like watching Matt Hall, he's been live streaming everything.
I saw some of that.
At all the it's been, we kind of brought it up before, but not really sanctioned by anything, more of like a US hard enduro kind of thing.
Okay.
But he's been doing it. You'd have to talk to Colby about it, but the algorithm with TikTok is really weird, so it's showing different stuff. Like he was doing it for Great American and I think Big Sky as well. So it was nice. At least
Cool.
if you knew where to look, you could check it out, right?
Yeah, I don't have the TikTok, so that's probably why. So dang it, I'm probably gonna have to get the TikTok now. Sorry, Matt.
No, don't. It's a terrible time
TikTok.
waster.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Hold out.
Just get lost in the fucking hole scrolling.
Does a terrible time waster mean it's really good?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, but
It's getting overrun by AI now. You got to kind of like pick and choose what actually looks real.
like every social media app, it's going downhill with ads.
Yeah.
I keep telling my phone, if I see one more ad, I'm going to delete the app, hoping that maybe it'll slow down the ads. I keep saying that. out loud.
It decreased them.
Yeah, it don't help. I thought I'd out trick the AI, but it hasn't seemed to help yet. So, but no, awesome young guys, and obviously Rockwell, unbelievable the amount of riders in the series. When you see how many were in 450 class for the Great American, Ryan, you remember?
125.
Hell yeah,
Mhm.
that is badass. I love that.
That is amazing.
I mean, I
I was
don't
just
love
gonna
being there
look.
and wading through it, but it's so good for the sport to have that many people wanting to race their 450 up the Great American. That's awesome.
So there was 145 different riders that rode 450s in Rockwell this year.
Wow, dang it.
That's
American
amazing.
Hillclimb probably didn't even sell that many credentials. I bet you they're there were
Mm-hmm.
probably 75 credentials. So I mean, there's opportunity out there for more riders. That's for sure.
Tell you what, whatever Rockwell has done, which I know is just the community of basically Billings and stuff, but it's freaking incredible what they get for professional racer entries for the series that, or for people that actually follow the whole series. They're far and above the best, and
Yeah.
just racing entries is crazy. And then the purse goes along with that, and they're killing it there too.
You know, I was thinking about
Absolutely.
this, and this is the first of many sidetracks tonight. But when you guys, Ryan and Cowboy, I think you were talking. I haven't got all the way through the heavy wrenching episode. Is awesome so far, though. Kevin's great. But I think you guys were talking about, you know, like how Kevin liked the Naha platform with the qualifying the Friday and or qualifying Saturday, and the main event was Sunday. And I wondered, as much as that was probably good for the actual spectators, I wonder if that didn't hurt like the rider count at some of those hills, because like with Rockwell, they haven't touched their format and they've kept those super high rider
Mhm.
entries. Or I wonder if that didn't taint the pool at some point. You know, I mean, that's just a thought, but
Yeah, I think it
mean,
definitely could
Logan's-
have, but I know when I started doing the Naha races, they were pretty deep on entries too. But
Yeah.
it was a different. I mean, that was different time back then too.
Yeah. I mean, they had to do the qualifying to do that, or they'd have a, you know, leaving longer show than they had.
Mhm. You know, talk about stress when you're 18 years old and going to a race. Like my first Naha race was Columbus, and there's 124 50s, and you got to be in the top 32, or there's 70 or 80 open bikes. Oh my God.
yeah, that's
That was a long, stressful trip.
That was long stress, but it'd be awesome if every professional series could have that, where you had to qualify and get it down, that we had that many top level riders.
Like
I think
for spectators, because they, you know, honestly, like how many people are coming there to see the top 32? They don't know half the guys'
Mhm.
names. It's a spectator. The families do, obviously, and you know the people we hang with, but the actual spectators to our sport don't know it. So if you
No.
were, it's better for a spectator to narrow it down to 32 and have the badass 32. But for a sport and for the riders, no, it's better to be a Rockwell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
You
what,
know,
like, Don, he has always said and been very transparent every time we've talked to him, that they are for the riders and
Yep.
nothing else, and to
100%.
keep the little, like, the quote unquote little guy in it. Like he says, you know, if some guy joins the series and buys a 450 and gets 25th place and gets 120 bucks or 100 bucks and gets his entries back, I guarantee you he's coming to the next one.
you bet.
And
what you get a check for $50. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've raced cross country my whole life. I've never got $50. You know,
Yeah.
like
Right.
Yeah.
you crap in my pants if you got $50.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that what makes it good and bad for our sport is having that Rockwell faction. I think is so awesome. I just love how good they are for the riders, but it works for them, but it doesn't work for others. You know, and it's like they're smart to stick with what works for them. You know,
Yeah.
and that's where I was kind of getting at with the Naha switching that, flipping that bill, trying to get a bigger crowd, which I get, but I think Rockwell was smart to just keep doing what that's been worked for frickin' 107 years, right?
In their area, you know.
Yes.
When you got backing like that, it's a cult there. Like it is awesome. It's on every diner, it's on every, you know, coffee shop, it's on everything. So when you have a backing like that, you can run a series like that perfectly.
Yeah. I think, I mean, honestly, with everything that I've done, I don't think there's a one format fits all for Hillclimb. I think if you ever wanted to join up and do something, every event has to be able to run the format that they prefer, because like you go to Great American or Big Sky, that works great for them. It works great for their riders and the people that want to be there. But when I first started going to Naha and Columbus had their deal, they did qualifying and stuff and smaller classes in the morning, and then the lights turned on, and it was the 32 fucking badass hill climbers in the world under the lights for a 25 to 30-minute showdown that was unreal. I mean, there was nothing. That's still some of those first Columbus races. I've never been to a more stacked and cooler show ever in my life. Like I remember vividly my second or third time there, I was leading after the first round was finished in the 450 class, And if I hadn't gone faster, I wouldn't have even got a top 10. That's how
Holy
stacked
shit.
it was.
Wow.
What year would have that been, Logan?
Somewhere it would have been like between 16 and 18.
Wow.
Something like that. I mean, it was like probably when I'm trying to think for sure how it lined up, but like some of the Brett Peterson and Jason Smith were in it. Jake was just getting started. Joseph Allnut was in there, and then you obviously had Logan Mead still, Austin Tyler, maybe. I don't know if Max Simmons was still doing it or not, but like it was so deep. I wish I could find a result sheet for that because it'd be pretty cool to take a look back at.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So something like that. I mean, can you imagine how good of a show that was for the spectators back then to watch that many bikes going that fast on the hill like that? And it was fast. Like it was so intense.
And a place and a promoter that knows how to put a good show on for the crowd.
Exactly.
The opening ceremonies and the big freaking flame torch and all the stuff that they do. I mean, that will get a crowd amped up and pumped to be there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. It was a promoter knowing what to do and promoting the correct show for his venue.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Knowing your own people. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get back to that. One last thing. So Old Boys in Rockwell, and obviously I've had Tristan for Motoclimb, and then Jake for American Hillclimb. But this is an old dude right here, and he's one of my heroes. Ryan and I just mentioned him, Aaron Pearson. Damn it! I mean, that guy.
Yeah.
He's a stop and watch rider, and the thing about Aaron that I've just got to appreciate more and more, he just don't miss. I mean, he's so calculated on his riding, and he gets all the details, and it's so fun to see him put it into that freaking Canadian computer and just haul ass up these hills on his equipment. And this equipment is so tailor made to him. It's so fun to watch him with that unique bar bend that he runs and everything that's unique about Aaron, and just makes it work so good. And this year with his Nitro bike, Ryan, I mean, you just get tingles thinking about it. I mean, it was so fun just watching Aaron be a freaking man among boys there and just throwing down. And if it wouldn't have been for him jumping those freaking lights, damn it, right? He gets too amped up and can't chop it just a little bit. He would have had another dub. So, man, absolute hero of mine. And I'd say he's somebody that just keeps improving every year and doesn't let age be part of his solution. It's awesome.
Yeah. Of course, my, BFF be mine too. But this year, I like Todd Stewart and Cody McLean, and I've got a wicked group, and they come to all of them with me. And I get to spend the year with them. Those guys, they still ride awesome, and it's always a battle right to the end. So I got to throw a couple at it. I always have a good time with those guys.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing with, like you were talking about that culture. There's so many just really good riders. I mean, it's unbelievable. All the last names that you can think of there, because there was either a grandpa or a dad that was just a badass rider that's probably still riding, right? Because that's all they do out there is freaking rope cattle and ride dirt bikes or whatever. I don't know. It's freaking awesome. And then, I mean, that kind of covers a bunch of the riders, and we'll talk more about them. But then, the other thing I kind of want to talk a little bit about, there's lots of subjects tonight, but the venues, there's so many different venues in the sport, and kind of on the same thing as far as, the different series and venues. And so many of them have different pluses and different minuses. And, I was just thinking with American Hillclimb West, Washington Nitro Nationals, man, last year, I think it's Brett that does it all, but their media coverage before amping us up was unparalleled. They were so good at putting out really good media, and the on-site race day they just keep getting better with just the feel at the race. It's so awesome there, all the art, and then how they've been so structured on their layout. And I really think their camping's badass. And something, I can't remember if it was when Brett was on with you guys or with us, but when he said the cost of those rental campers, Tom, I think we got to rent a camper there next year. It was
That
really
Sounds
crazy.
like a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was real. I thought it was like thousands of dollars to rent those campers, and I think it was like the cost of a hotel, and you got to be in a brand new camper right at the site. I'm thinking we say we'll drive into town for tacos one night, and the rest we'll just hang with the boys.
Well, to be able to even just throw your stuff in the van, like if they would put one of those down in pit row for, say, you, Logan, or Joel, or whatever, and you can come across the whole country in just your van, park beside a trailer, and your factory set up for the weekend. Come on.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that.
It's hard to beat that. Like, because, that's where we all struggle. Do you jump in the van, save money and time, and not changing 12 tires? Or do you be comfortable, haul a trailer, and go? It's always the great divide, right?
Yep. Oh, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. If I go out for the Nationals, I'm getting one of those campers for sure. I still want to go out for the May event too, so might be getting a camper for that one too. So
the other thing exciting about Washington is I don't know the politics of it all, but 2 years ago I think it was where they actually made that like an actual. Is it a O something? The park? OHV.
Yeah.
So they're not going to take that sucker away from them now. Now that's something to build on because they're not going to. Someone can't just rip that out of their hands. I just think that's awesome, and it is such a. I hope to go back this spring again because it was just such an awesome event. I can't be part of it again.
So and it opened them up to having events. So me and Dax raced the first one of the year in February. But that was their last event, the turkey scramble, the turkey gobbler. I'll figure it out. But
Nobby Gobbler.
That's it.
Nobby
Gobbler.
That's a perfect name.
The time and effort those guys put into the trails out there, it was cool. I'm sad we couldn't make it. But it's set up as a part. It's in the middle of nowhere. What are they hurting, right? So now there's more there for everybody.
Cool.
No, it's so cool they have that there. That's definitely one of the best hill climb events in the country is watching the Nitro Nationals by far.
Yeah. It's been one of my favorites the past multiple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Brett does such a good job. He puts so much effort into it, even like the hill layout. And I love how they're so vocal because I grew up like, don't touch that rock. You can't do anything. Don't even think about it. Don't touch anything. And Brett's like, if you think it's unsafe, you fix it. Like, I don't want to get people hurt. You go up there, there's shovels on every lip. Like, I freaking love that, especially we all know there. Like, that hill is just one big lip after another. So but I love that they're so much in tune with the rider that they're about making it as fast and as safe as they can to a certain degree. And that's so important to me that promoters get it that way. That's pretty awesome. And then we can go, you please jump in, guys, if you got other venues and stuff like that you're thinking of, but just a couple that I wanted to highlight. Obviously we just talked about it again, but the Big Sky, and that is largely due to Austin Tyler and Tyler Cardwell. And man, I don't know how many years it's been that they took it over. I think it's like 5 years or something like that, maybe 6 or something, that their families started taking. I think they call it promoting, that they promote the event or whatever.
Yeah.
But that event has been good ever since I tricked Todd and Logan into letting me go out there with them. It's always been a highlight of mine, but they just keep getting better. And the way that they run the hills, they did so good this year, Ryan. I mean, we had a lot of time not racing, right? Like, it was awesome because you have those bad days where you're there from 8 till midnight, and we did not have that at all at the Big Sky this year. It was very organized. And the announcer, do you know what that is, Ryan? That was announcing there. You remember? He's so good. He's a really good announcer. And they pulled Big Thunder up there, Sean Whitcomb, and he was on the mic.
That was hilarious. And
it's so
Stormin Mormon.
He knows. And it's so fun to have other riders and people that really know, like Kevin Bromenshank has been on the mic. There's some, and just people that know the difference.
DeVries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, DeVries. Yeah. He's good.
Yeah,
but
he does a great job too.
They're really making it a good event, and even like my wife and my kids, like they look so forward to going out there and being a part of that race. And just hats off. That's from energy and effort. Austin and Tyler, they could just do the minimum, and all the helpers and all the club members that do that, but they don't do the minimum. Hell, he had his dad over there repainting the backstop of the whole shot area, and they put a big sky challenge on the back of the backstop, all artistically done. I mean, it's like I just love that club and the event, and it's just really cool to go be a part of an event like that. So damn fun.
And all those events, usually in Billings, there's something else with them. You know, Big Sky, we do the awards from the year before. So, you know, we usually have the park. You come in, they have a full dinner for everybody. We give away the awards for the year before. You know, they still keep that family aspect to it. I don't know.
The banquets were always really fun.
Yeah. And, you know, like this year we actually had good weather. But last couple of years, it's been ugly, but they got their big shop, so we get to go in there. There's not much bad to say about Big Sky.
Cowboy, you need to get out to Billings. You'd have a fun. You might even just stay. You might not even come back east. You'd probably just be like, Sean, give me a job. I'm not leaving. You'd probably just stay there.
I've actually thought about that, just going out there and staying. I would love to go out to Billings.
Here's my question: if the Cowboy goes to Billings and pulls up and moves in, and becomes a resident, do they call you City Boy then? Because you can't be the Cowboy when you're in Billings.
No, I couldn't be Cowboy no more.
They just call you City Boy then from here on out. Hey, where's that City Boy at?
Yeah. The good thing is he'd fit in with a cowboy hat out there.
Yeah.
In Billings.
Oh yeah.
I just have to become the hillbilly then out there because
the hillbilly
from Pennsylvania Hills. So
I love it.
Not bad. Yeah. Not bad.
And you guys jump in if you got any different venues from Rockwell or American Hillclimb, but also going back to Motoclimb Super Series. I'm just going to call it the weekend of Brick Mine and Fordville. Wow. I mean, I think that, Logan, you've been the biggest salesman for this weekend for so many years, but I think it's probably one of the best rider experiences of the year because they hold no stops. I mean, this year, Cowboy, they were lighting off freaking artillery shells if you had a fast time. Who the frick?
That is awesome.
The Eagle Ridge Motorcycle Club does that. There's a fast time, they run out. Boom! And we even heard it from Tristan. He heard it on the return trail that he had fast time. He heard the bomb go off. I mean, they do so much from how they cater to the riders. They go, the purses are obscene. Like they go around and get money from all the local businesses. They could keep that money. They put it to the purse. They pay the riders out. It's one of the highest purses that you can race all season long for that weekend. And then when you go to Fordville, we shout out to the owner of Fordville. We need to have that man on this winter, Logan, because man, what an epic chunk of land he has there.
Mm-hmm.
And they just open their arms wide open and welcome you in. So much so that, you race all day at the Brick Mine. You wake up if you're camping at Fordville and they got breakfast there for you. And the riders eat for free. And the families, it's like $5. And like my wife's like, are you kidding me? This is like the best breakfast we've had in months. And it was $5. They're so nice. It's just a manicured place for a hill climb with the river and all the spectators sit underneath those big mature trees. I feel like an idiot because for so many years I was terrified of going there because I just thought I was going to delete a collarbone on that top. I was so convinced that I wasn't coming home with 2 collarbones, but no, I was wrong. That hill is not like that at all. I think it's a little different now than years past. But what a fun event. I think you're really stealing from yourself if you go to the Brick Mine and you don't go to Fordville. And both combined, it's well worth a 20-hour drive to go there and be a part of it. You will not be disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome. You can't say enough good things about everything that the Eagle Ridge Motorcycle Club does to put on those 2 events and just how much fun they are, how they try so hard to make sure that the hills are good, the hills are fun, everything's prepped, just everything that the show goes on without a hitch and, results are accessible all the time, which is super fun to be able to go and look at a board and see all that stuff. And like the split times they started doing that, you just can't, it's hard to beat a venue like that.
Right. Oh, for sure. Obviously, Ryan, worth the drive from Canada, Ryan?
Absolutely. We'll be back. I was just going to say, like, as you were saying, they just make sure everybody's having a good time. Mm-hmm. Riders, fans, anything. Like there's not a problem too big. Hey, it's got a problem. Let's just get it worked out. We'll get moving on.
Yeah.
Like nothing's a big deal. It's fun there.
They even so much so if you run a little cold, if you're kind of mild, they have their own hype man. That dude by the fence at the brick mine, he will amp your ass up. You're not going on half charge. You only leave on full charge. That guy amps you up so much. It's like, I got to do a freaking hole shot here. I can't let this guy down.
Yep.
He's the best. He's the best.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And then
only Hillclimb with the mascot, hey?
And then last but not least, and I mean, there's obviously a lot of venues through the season, but these are just some that came top of mind, is the frickin' Dayton MC and Devils. I mean, it's damn near our Super Bowl for the modern era. I mean, when you look at that crowd, and when we were hearing like Chauncey and the people that hadn't raced for a crowd like that, like you are in an ocean of people. It's a different experience when you realize that you are entertaining this crowd. And again, just like Eagle Ridge, the Dayton MC pulls no punches, holds no stops. They do everything for the riders. They've been one of the biggest advocates of professional hill climb in my lifetime. I mean, they have done so much. They have probably bought so many extra parts and paid for people's travel and everything by their very generous purse. I just can't say enough good things about that event. And I feel like if you consider yourself a hill climber, if you enjoy being a tough badass and racing uphill, it's a bucket list hill. You have to go to experience Devils. And I'm embarrassed to say I haven't drank a gallon yet. And I have to go back. Even Tom got a freaking gallon. I got to get back and get a gallon. Cowboy, have you had a gallon?
I have not had a gallon beer yet. I've been there 43 years of my life and yet to have a gallon of beer.
We got me and you, Cowboy. Let's split one. We'll each go half gallon, okay?
Let's do it.
My half will be on the bottom. All right. You pay for half of it. I'll drink the bottom half first.
All right.
You couldn't pay me to take the bottom half.
No, you drink the whole thing and you say, "Oh, my half was on the bottom." I'm not gonna. You misinterpreted, but no,
I did.
They go and this year, just watching on the live stream, they sold it again, and it's just awesome having Jamie there. The camping aspect, I think that they're still figuring out their camping aspect, and I think that they need to make sure that all those people camping are encouraged to come to the race, because it sounds like there was a lot of people just camping and not coming to the race, which we need to have them all involved or whatnot. But man, just thanks to the Dayton MC for just continually raising the bar and being so generous and being so good, and understand that, you know, as riders and the big fans of the sport, we stand on the shoulders of people like this that push the sport up. And that's the people that I just mentioned on all these venues. They make sure that the riders are, you know, we're not sponsored riders. You know, we need purse money to survive. And these venues have made sure that happens. So thanks to all the venues that I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I got one more before we try to break. One of my highlights was definitely California this year. Dirt was good. You know, you roll into that place and it's a national park. You're dealing with park rangers right off the start. Right. They're super cool. You know, they're like, "Oh, you're in, get on over there, go have some fun." You roll in and, you know, Heavy Kevy, Paul Wolfson, those guys are just putting in huge time. They've got everything marked up. You know, they're like, "Ryan, you're here, you know, oh no, you're here. You guys were across." They're always so good. We always have a great vacation to go with it. Me and Dax, you know, spent a week down there with the Meads and stuff. They opened up their doors to us. It was always a great, you know, trip all in all. Right.
Carnegie's just got such an awesome vibe too. Like, man, when the people come out, it's just awesome. Like we were setting up and dude come over to talk to Logan, frickin' saw that he had a Buell and he was and he had to come over and see that Buell, you know? So it's like, it's awesome just to be a part of that vibe at Carnegie.
Yeah. It's like walking into your own motorcycle city down there when it gets busy. It's just, everybody's got riding motorcycles around. There's so many different people, families, old guys, young guys, kids on pedal bikes, park rangers. Like, it's just crazy how it's its own separate just world almost once you get into the valley and through the gates. And like Carnegie with Epic Dirt, there is no better hill. It's so much fun when the dirt is good there.
And they get like season passes for $100 or something silly, right? Like they can,
Dude, that's
they can go
fucking
up
crazy.
anytime. Yeah, they got it pretty good, and they can ride in January. That must be cool.
That helps.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I know you guys have a lot of sponsors, Cowboy. You and Ryan with
Got
Nitro
one
and Mud.
more.
Well, we're gonna talk about 25 some more after the break. I think we were gonna go 26, but I think we got a bunch of topics from 25. We got to get to our break, but after the break, I think we better go. If each of us have a best memory from the 25 season, we got to say if they're the biggest bummer from 2025. I already know Logan's. Is there anything that happened in 25 that could change our sport, for the good or bad? And then the big one I wanted to ask you, Cowboy and Ryan, after the break, do we think our sport went forward or backward last year? And then there's a few other ones we can get to, but let's talk more 25. And then we're going to do a little preview 26, but there's just not much to talk about for 26 yet. But let's hit a break. We got to hit our one sponsor, Cowboy. Don't be too jealous.
Right.
ATG Design. We're going to hit him up right now, but hang on. Lots more smart talk coming at you after the break.
Against the Grain Design and Print is proud to announce its partnership with Find the Line. Against the Grain works with clients to build their business and racing goals through the design and production of premium stickers and decals. We offer one-of-a-kind subscriptions for a flat monthly fee that can save you hundreds of dollars. Custom mailers, white label printing, motocross graphics, and anything else you can think of, we have you covered. It's time to print your passion. Visit atgdesign.co or email sales@atgdesign.co.
Hey there, Find the Line listeners. We will always be looking for partnerships for Find the Line. Please email findthelinepod@gmail.com to see how we can work together to grow your brand. Once again, that's findthelinepod@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to it.
Woo! Oh my gosh, Hillclimb Claus is making dreams come true. The biggest thing has ever happened. Super Show. You don't think Super Show could become brilliant, spectacular show? Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the artist, the myth that has changed our sport for the better for so many years, out of retirement for Super Show, Nitro pilot himself, Colby Marble. Colby, how's it going?
What up? What's up?
What's up, Colby? Hell yeah.
Shortest retirement ever.
Yeah. 2 whole episodes, I think.
Actually, Ryan and Cowboy, we haven't told you yet, but he's joining Find the Line.
Yeah, go figure.
I kind of alluded to that on my last.
You just signed the contract.
No, you said you're making your own one-off show. That's what you were doing. So.
Well, I had to throw you off the scent a little bit.
Yeah, all right.
Ryan, did you send him some apple whiskey, or how did you get him to sign on?
Well, yeah, that's all you got to do. I thought it was maple whiskey, but apple will do. Yeah.
Oh, I wish. Give me some of that.
Oh man,
game
It's
over.
good. Yeah, it's good.
This is awesome. Well, dude, thank you so much for joining us. Happy, I guess, how's retirement been so far?
Oh, living the dream, man. Living the dream.
White Sox and New Balances, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I've been on the White Sox for a while.
Okay, all right.
Haven't
Switched
stepped
it.
to New Balances yet, but
All right,
I've been out up a pair. Logan Mead's got me tempted.
Yeah.
Once you go Velcro, you'll never go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might have to go Velcro.
Here's the real question. Do you have a pair of shoes just for mowing lawn?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're there.
Yeah.
Just take a Sharpie and put an N on the side. You're there.
No,
then.
they're just green, so I know.
Okay.
they're just green.
They've been stained green, so it's obvious.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, hey, we're talking about 2025 and just our sport and what's all been happening. We talked first segment about some of the riders that made a spotlight, maybe some of the young bucks, some of the older guys that are just going fast as ever. Some of the venues that have had good moments and what we thought just really overexceeded what they had to do. And now we're kind of talking about some of our personal opinions. And Luke had an idea, like favorite memory from 2025. And, I'll just start off like mine was a ride. And thanks, Logan. I got to go mechanic for Logan at Freemansburg. And I got to watch JFK just be a freaking man and come back second round and just put a frickin' heater down. I mean, that was one of the coolest things that I've seen in a long time. And you could just smell the tension in the air when that guy left. And it was just so cool to see an expert do what he was meant to do. It was really cool. Yeah, Logan, you remember that ride, right?
Yeah, I was I was actually standing on the hill for his ride and Jake's last ride. And I mean, I was like in the cold sweats and shaking for John before he even took off, because like it was, you could just tell everybody down there. You could, like you said, you could literally cut the tension with a knife at the bottom of the hill, and it was pretty damn quiet for being towards the heat of the open class there. And to see his ride, it wasn't totally perfect off like the first jump going into that second wall, and then he just like got lined up and leaned into it, and it was beautiful from there. And I couldn't see the timer, but as soon as he went through the lights, you could just see Brittany screaming and jumping, and Gordy was happy, and I was like, that was incredible. Like, there's not too many moments in racing that will stick by me like that I'm not involved in at all, and that one was one of them. Like, it was just cool as hell to see him step up to the plate with literally everything on the line for that last run, and the hill was gnarly too.
And Colby, we talked about JFK in the first segment, like one of the old dudes holding it down. But isn't it incredible, Colby, like what JFK, the talent that he's had to ride against? Like Logan has said, all the eras he has podiumed and had championships with all these different eras of rider. Hasn't that just been incredible?
Yeah. JFK is probably a cyborg, if you ask me. Just how he comes out every season and just whoops ass like that is incredible. Just because he has no seat time in between, he don't ride at all.
No,
and he still dominates Hillclimb on the gnarliest bikes out there, and it's always impressive to see what John can do, especially like with what I said. And obviously he's got skill and talent and everything, and it just overrides everything, I guess. But yeah, the dude's a beast, man. I've seen him do that plenty of times, and over the years, and yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with for sure. He's the man, JFK.
Right. No, the man. Colby, we talked about first segment. We were talking about Dexter Hohen outside of North Dakota. And I said, one thing I like about him is he's a pureblood. I called him a pureblood because he never motoed. He didn't Harescramble. He's just a hill climber. Was JFK a pureblood, or did he have some moto to him? I can't remember.
He had some moto.
He had some
He
moto.
he had everything except hill climb into him before he
Okay.
started hill climbing.
So was that on Harry Potter? He's a mud blood, or what is that they call that on Harry Potter? It's a mixed blood.
You got me on that one.
I don't know. Don't watch Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm the one that knows about Harry Potter. Of course. Yeah.
This isn't your Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Hey, where's my 7-sided
that's
dice?
Thursday night,
Let's roll and figure
Yeah,
this out.
You got the odds mixed up, bro.
Ryan, 2025. Is there a memory that you had from 2025 that sticks out to you?
Well, we already talked about it, but honestly, it's a huge one for me. Was Daxton's championship. You know, I was on the hill. The points are within one. You know, he has to pull it out of a hat and ride as good as he can, and he did it. And the look on his face and probably mine when he did it. It was something. Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it.
Priceless.
It was priceless. Cool. It absolutely
it's a great moment to have.
Yeah. We put on a lot of miles and a lot of hills, and we had a lot of fun this year. But that was my big one. Second would have been Red Bull Outliers. Kind of shitty. That was kind of a one and done thing for now. We're not going. Red Bull's not going back out there as it stands. So.
Bummer.
It was a one and done. It would have been good to get some of you guys out there, but I think it shined a lot of really good light on the sport. The crowd there was amazing. It was huge. They backed a whole wall of people cheering just because it was such a quick, high energy show. We went for about 20 minutes, half an hour. No rhythm, no rhyme. We just, kept going. If you wanted to go again, if you could get on your bike again, we just kept running. And so it was just such high energy. All the people were in the pits, just standing around the bikes, asking us stuff. Everything about it was just a really good show.
That's
awesome.
cool.
How do you prepare for a steel paddle hole shot, Ryan? Is there?
You don't obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Wear a chest protector next time.
I just gotta say, we've already covered all this on Nitro and Mud. It's old news.
Okay, all right, sorry. Got it. Well,
Joking.
for those that follow along on Braille, we got to do it a couple times, So
Who invited this guy?
wait till the rest of that bottle's gone, Logan. It gets
yeah, we're just getting warmed up.
Okay,
Perfect.
I do got to go back to Dax when I remember as a kid, my dad, reaching me at the end of the return trail or coming to get me at the top, depending on the age, and he always, way more excitement than I probably deserve, but it's freaking awesome as a young kid and having that excitement without really knowing what you did. Like, for me, like, did I do good? I don't know. Like, was that awesome? He's like, you fucking kicked ass, dude. That was awesome. Like, those memories.
I did.
Hold,
Okay.
dude. Yeah.
Yep.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Making those, like, look at we're grown men and still having that memory, that staple in your brain. It's like that's worth every tank of gas, every hour overtime you had to work to make it happen. Like, it's all worth it, right?
Yeah, I could see, like, from a dad's standpoint, I'm not a dad, but I could see, like, how awesome that would be to have your kid follow your footsteps and, like, succeed. And what a feeling that's got to be.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good on you, Ryan. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
and from here on out, we know he's going to be faster than me, so it's kind of a bittersweet.
Oh yeah, get used to that.
Yeah.
Cowboy 2025. Any memories?
Man, so many, but I'd say almost any time that Jake Rossa threw a leg over Harold Waddell's old 600 and then scrubbed it on everything he could scrub it on.
Oh man. Yeah,
Kansas especially, like scrubbing that big step up at Kansas and scrubbing the top. Just it's crazy what that guy can do on a bike.
It's like that how for the longest time Logan was Todd's son, right? When I'd go out west, and now Todd is Logan's dad. That's how everybody refers to each other. Like at some point, like the sun shines a different direction. How many more years does he have to ride that bike before it's Jake's bike? It's not Harold's. I mean, it's like if he does,
I don't know. That's
I mean, if he does this another year or two, like people are gonna. I mean, that's a big one. Like to move that son from one to the other. I mean, I never in my wildest dreams would have thought someone wouldn't have called that Harold's bike. I mean, damn, he rode it like nobody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing it since like early 2000s, so it's pretty institutionalized as Harold's bike,
Yeah. Right. No,
but Jake definitely did it justice. I don't know if anybody else could have been competitive on that on the East Coast if it wasn't Jake.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how well it went, to be honest with you. I didn't see that bike performing that well on the E-style stuff, but damn, Jake proved me wrong right off the bat.
Yeah.
He keeps it wound tight, so it's making power.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Logan, got anything? Memories 2025?
Man, I've got good and bad ones, obviously, but like couple of the good ones, I'm a little bit torn on exactly what the number one was, but either finally winning that King of the Hill in Washington and taking home the biggest King of the Hill purse that they've had was pretty sweet, especially over top of Jake and Josh. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then coming back to White Rose and just laying down on the Buell and winning Twins and X-Climb was pretty sweet too.
Hell yeah. Damn, man. Yeah. Sick brag on having more than one.
Yeah.
Can't forget your podium on the 700
near podium. That was probably my favorite ride of the whole year.
Yeah.
Just if I had to pick like one ride out, that one was pretty sweet to be that close to winning the premier class on that bike on that hill.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I think it was that hill is why that hill suits smaller displacement bikes. And you were just so smooth, like you You hit
Yeah,
every line
hill
perfect.
suits Logan. That's the problem.
I think half of it is that half the people that are riding open bikes are just scared on that hill and ride half throttle or quarter throttle or less too.
Well,
So that was probably where most of it was.
Yeah, it's easy to get scared on that hill on a big bike.
Mm-hmm.
Logan, I got to give it to you though, Ben. Like 2 years in a row, getting hurt early and coming back and just kicking ass at the championship with barely no seat time is fucking impressive, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a tough one.
And it sucks, obviously. 2 years in a row, you got to go through that and just sitting there waiting. It's got to be brutal, but
yeah, this year was way harder because I didn't ride at all before Ohio or anything. I literally only rode at the hill climbs because I wasn't really technically supposed to be riding, so I didn't want to take any more chances than I already was. So like on that West Coast day, the West Coast hill that first day, it took me a little bit to just catch up a little. I felt like I was just behind the 8-ball on the little details, but it was awesome to come back and be the only one that could beat Jake all weekend too. And
well, you might have thought you were behind the 8-ball coming into that day, but it sure as hell didn't look like it to the rest of us.
Well, we start the day off with the 7th.
I'd be thankful to be on you're behind the 8-ball.
Yeah.
Can I have a couple of 225 moments?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Sure.
Colby. Do you have any on 25?
Well, Dexter's win against Josh Hill in Washington was epic. Watching that, unfortunately, from a live feed, but still cool nonetheless. And number 2 is Logan and Jake's X-Climb run on East Day, Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the closest races I've seen in a long time against 2 heavy hitters like that. It's cool to see.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was a cool race. I'm sure there's other highlights, but again, not being there, it's just hard to remember all that stuff. So.
I was going to say, was the unfortunate part that you weren't there or the unfortunate part that you had to watch the live stream? I don't know which is worse.
Pretty equal at this point.
This is coming from a man that got caught in a sand tornado with Carrie when he was there live. Remember when that Dust Devil or whatever? You would Carrie right in the middle of that sucker.
I'll take that over a live stream any day.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. It sucks not being there for sure. But yeah, those are my 2 big highlights. I think X-Climb's been my jam. Yeah.
That's sick. Luke, you there? He might be gone.
Yep.
I can't see it. Oh, how about you? 2025, any memories? We got to actually see you on a bike this year.
Yeah, well, probably my favorite memory is the only memory at Bay City, getting on the podium and X-Climb. I mean, it got brought down a little bit, getting beat by Nathan, so it's kind of like things a little bit. I don't even know if I can call it a good memory, but I guess it's close enough.
Dude, you look.
I'm still waiting on my half of the check too. By the way.
Yeah, the bike gets half of it, Luke.
Yes.
No, I didn't hear any of that.
Luke, that had to feel so good though. You were riding like a boss. Man, you just had it down that day.
Yep, 0 risks and try to just not loop out, and it ended up doing all right.
What'd you have for breakfast that day? I'd maybe mimic that breakfast a few times.
Probably nothing because I was too nervous to eat anything. So if I had to guess.
You had a Quick Trip mini coffee, Joel.
Okay. Well, it was like a fucking 3-ounce coffee, probably the smallest cup in the world.
I was just thinking of you because last weekend I got a mini, because it was later in the day, so I got a smaller cup, whatever, 6-8 ounce, and thing started leaking on me out of the seams, and I was like, that's what I get for ordering a mini coffee, and I was thinking of you.
God, I hate that.
No, I just gotta show off all the time. So I mean, those are great memories. We can, if we guys think of any more, we can talk about more of them. One thing I kind of want to talk to all you guys about was in 2025, do we think that Hillclimb, Motoclimb as a sport, do we think that it went forward in 2025 or do we think it went backwards in 2025? Cowboy?
I think as a sport, I think we kind of plateaued here for 2025. Nothing really new and exciting happened. as far as advancement, yeah, we definitely lost our asses with not having Colby for American Hill Climb doing social media.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Not your
It's all
fault.
your fault.
That's not you.
And that was Cowboy. Your point and my point were exactly the same. Is I thought that we finally got a live stream, right? We finally got some media, and we needed Colby's touch to really amplify how important it was to have it, and we didn't get it because Colby, you were doing such an unbelievable job at making our sport look the way we wanted it to be for so many years. And then I thought that this year was a year that it would have had even more impact. And then, dang, boom, gone. It's like
Yeah.
it's like we can't. It's like Hillclimb. We can never have all the tumblers align at once and unlock it. We always got to be missing one, and that's not your fault. I'm not. You did everything you could for so many years. We have only you to thank. But it really for my feed on social media, it wasn't the same this year. Our sport didn't look as good as it has for the past 5 years or whatnot.
Yeah, I agree. It's terrible timing for that shit to go down for sure. It definitely needed probably at least another year of me doing what I was doing before they could take it over or someone else take it over or something, just to really set that in stone. And I was really getting in a groove doing it and loving it
Yep.
and everything. But like I said on another show, um, yeah, I was getting a little burnt out on it. It's like I like making the like the prototype of everything, and then it'd be nice if they like a production company could take over and like keep that flow going easier,
Right.
because it's hard, obviously,
Yeah.
full-time jobs and all that stuff. We
Mhm.
all know, but whatever.
Right.
But I do think, with the steps going forward that we had in 25 with the live feed and shit, it equally went backwards. So it like you said, it kind of just plateaued. Like, it's unfortunate, but
Hey,
there
Luke.
are some good things about 25, obviously.
Right. Quick. I just want to hit Luke on this too, because Luke's had some filming involvement with snowcross. Colby, I don't know if you knew that or not, but like snowcross, they film and then they edit back down to an hour program. I almost think that's better, and that's what we need as Hillclimb as well, don't we? Luke
I
is
explained that to them. That's how it
Mhm.
should be. I get like watching it live is cool, and it seems like, I don't know if it's just bullshit or not, but it sounds like we had good numbers. I still haven't heard like any
An actual
feedback
number.
over the season wise, like if it did what they wanted it to do or not. But unfortunately, I just don't think that has as much value as what I was doing for social media and stuff. Like, it's a one-time watch, and you can't go back and watch it. That's 4 hours of
Mhm.
4 or 5 hours to go back and watch through. You don't get any highlights, or commentary is mediocre at best, and it's just a one shot angle of everything, and they missed a shit ton of gold that
Yeah.
could have happened. And I get, like, yeah, it's a first year. Well, not really, because I was doing this years ago, and I told them it was stupid, but I just don't really see like the value of that over like the highlight stuff that I was already doing. And yeah, I don't know, it's good and bad.
Yeah, and
But yeah, I totally told you, um I told him that the live thing was way better off just filming it and boiling it down
right. Yes.
to
Yeah.
the substance of what people want to see, and so they don't have to see all that bullshit that goes on in between rides and
And I think like
classes and all that stuff. It's
I
people
think
don't need to see that
no, and
unless you're there.
The thing is if they're gonna do that live stream like that, and I mean, obviously, we're already asking for a lot that they're even doing that, but
Yeah,
in order for it to be successful, they need to have commentators just for the live stream, so that
absolutely.
there's no dead time. You're talking about what people are doing. You're talking about, because the Jamie's unbelievable, but he's talking to that live crowd. He doesn't see
Yeah,
what the TV sees. So it's like if somebody was on the TV broadcast that knew the sport or whatever, and they could commentate the live, it would help. It would help so much because there wouldn't be downtime. They would have the downtime to talk about what has been happening, what's happening, points, bikes, the differences in classes, educating the listeners or the viewers as to what's going on. And not having that, I think it just it ruined it, a little bit, not just having so much downtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you
You
look
need
at
both.
flat tracks when they have their live feed, their announcers are announcing the race as it's happening, but they're also in a booth with a TV and they're seeing what the live feed's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're doing like a double dip there where they're
Yeah.
announcing the actual race
Right.
and they're getting the advantage of the live feed there.
Right.
We need that. Losing Jamie for all the rounds but Devils
Right.
really sucked too, because Timmy is a great announcer, but I just don't think that he doesn't keep going long enough for the live feed. Like, he just has a lot of dead space.
I mean, if
Yeah,
permit me to permit
He
me
can
to
learn
spit-
from
Oh yeah.
what he did, and
Yeah.
he's not used to that, obviously. And like you
Nope.
said, he is a good announcer,
Yeah, he
but
is.
nobody is Jamie Deere. Unfortunately, I hate to keep
No.
slamming that in there, but God, is he a crucial element to our sport? And
Right.
I
Yeah.
think him and I are kind of in the same boat right now.
I think that if they could sweet talk Jamie to sit in his studio at his home when they're live feed, right, and just have him
That's totally
overlaying
doable too. That's
overlaying
totally doable.
commentary, and then
Patch him
after
in.
about like halfway through the twins class, Nancy just starts bringing a tray of drinks in, right? And then by the time we get to the second run of open, I mean, we are going to have straight gold, right? Because it is going to get so good by the end. It would be amazing.
And I would actually love to do that with Jamie. If we could do like almost like this Zoom call with me and
Yeah.
Jamie
Right.
announcing the live feed, I would just love to do that.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Dude, that'd be awesome if they could get something like that going.
I
That would be
was
great.
this close to doing it at Devil's Staircase with him, but
Oh, okay.
shit just kind of
Dang it.
hit the fan. I was like,
Yeah.
well, if I'm not going to be a media guy anymore,
Right.
I want to go hang out with Jamie in the booth.
Yes, that would be amazing. That'd be awesome.
Be pretty
No.
fun.
Good stuff. What the hell is our question that we start? Oh, are
Well,
we going forward?
I'll take it over. I mean, I
Okay,
don't want to sit here and beat a dead horse either, but
Yeah.
the worst part about all of this is that we have the best venues, the best competition, the best looking bikes, and some of the best full-time race hill climb athletes that we've ever had. And now our social media and just coverage in general has completely shit the bed last year. I mean, there's no hiding that, and there's no way you can argue against that. It dropped to almost nothing except for what Kerry's iPhone runs that he was posting on the American Hill Climb West page, which are still good and better than nothing, and they were getting good reach, but it's not the way to cover a professional hill climb or a professional race series either. I mean, you don't. But the live stream does nothing for the sport of hill climb. It might
That's
get
for
some
the
fake numbers
diehards.
that people were watching or tuned in and out of, but it doesn't look good on camera. They miss most of the runs changing between the two angles that they have set up, and it just doesn't provide a good show to anybody watching. Like, anybody that isn't family or diehard is not going to pay attention to that for 6 to 8 hours or 10 hours more. I mean, I was watching the Idaho one, and I can hear Anstead dropping F-bombs on the line talking to Kevin or whoever, and it's like,
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's what happens, but it's not a professional presentation to the sport either.
Yeah.
And then
the dead time, like, it just
the dead time is it's unbearable.
Yeah.
I was yelling at my TV a lot during those.
Those Idaho ones,
it was so
they were
fucking
hard to watch.
frustrating. So frustrating.
So it just
And
sucks
that's
that
why
we're
it's
losing our coverage and social media presence when we've got the best people on bikes and races out there, because this is the time that we should be going all in on it, where every penny that, like, in my opinion, every penny that was presented to that live stream ordeal should have just been, you could have hired local guys to make a half-hour edit, or you could have found somebody like Colby that could have gone to each of them or to any of them. You know, there's a lot of opportunity there to get people to work for cheap and and provide good social media presence. And Brittany helped out at the end of the season and was doing a good job, but it was almost a little too late at that point too.
Yeah, in
Yeah, I
true
think
fashion too. They're like, we're gonna change everything and do this awesome live feed, and they send the guy out with one camera and a 100-foot cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a goddamn break, dude. Like the dude came and moved 100 feet from his his computer or whatever the hell. Like Andy's running the switchboard, the camera, and the drone. How do you think that's gonna freaking work out?
Luke, do you have something?
I was just gonna say, like, with the live stream too, like, it makes, like, you're never gonna get a new fan from that, because, like, first off, because I don't know for sure, I guess, but it's fans' choice, right? And you have to pay for it.
Yep.
Yep.
So, like, nobody is gonna happen to stumble upon it and buy it. It's basically only for people who are
Exactly.
already super invested into it. So it's like just taking that budget and, like you guys were saying, just going to social media, or at least paying someone to post the results at the end of the event is, like, I mean, the bare minimum, but at least you have something that you can, like, look at for the potential for someone to, like, for it to have, like, a reel go viral and have new people actually see the sport and get invested in the athletes. Like, I'm just going through this right now with, like, on the Cowboy Channel, there's a documentary on a bareback rider called Rocker Steiner, and it's like, I don't give a shit about bareback horseback riding, but it's like a cool documentary series. I've been watching it, and now I'm, like, somewhat invested into that sport, and, like, watch the finals that happened, a couple days ago. And it's like, I don't give a shit about that sport, but it's just using that money to make, like, I don't know, longer form pieces or social media stuff, whatever, on certain athletes is way more important, in my opinion, than, like you're saying, just doing the live stream. And only, I mean, it's nice for the people who are super invested into it, but besides that, it's really not doing a whole lot.
But you gotta do the live stream to get the footage anyway. So the live stream's okay for us. That's it. But you need to make a real edit out of the footage. Top tens, this and that, names underneath, to make sure we get the sport out in that aspect. Somebody that can watch a 20-minute video, a 15-minute video per class, whatever it decides. But it's got to be something that's a little more world friendly.
Let's hope that
then
this was just
the
a
beauty
temp
of
check.
turning it into a documented show too is that you can control the narrative of how the race day went and keep people attracted to it. It doesn't matter if I rode first and pulled a one and done, put that towards the end of the show and let it build up however you want to and change the narrative however you see fit, because it's boring as hell if there's 100 rides and the first guy over the hill makes it over and nobody touches him again.
No, you build on it, and that's why you have an announcer for after. Somebody live talking US Hillclimb, Pescnot or whatever. That's totally fine. But after you take that footage, you run it down, because if you know what you're looking for and it's one of us, and you know the runs that are going to be good, this, and you edit it down just to a good video, that's what people want to see. Everybody's going to watch that, including us, even if we watch the live stream.
Bring the drama in it, because that's what gets people hooked.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. I like I said, I see the value in a live stream for the diehards, but it's not doing anything to benefit the sport, in my opinion. And maybe AMA's got a different opinion on that with what they've seen over 25 and what they did there, but
right.
It'd be nice to know, but they don't answer anybody.
But I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. I was trying to say is hopefully that this was just a little bit of a temp check, where the people that are paying for the live stream were seeing, like, what's the base level of listenership that we're going to get? Was there enough there where we see promise to invest more into it? And let's hope we got that so that we can improve on it. And thank you to AMA for having that baseline. We got to start somewhere. We're not going to just we're not just going to jump into to level 10. We got to start with level 1. But let's get to level 2. And I think that maybe there was enough professionalism in the riding, and, like Logan was saying, the presentation of our sport that warrants more, right?
Not through the live feed. I'll tell you that.
No, but that live feed person goes back, right? Like, that's how many businesses are controlled by the truck drivers and the owner just mentions to a truck driver, what did this look like? And they give an opinion, and that was worth, $4 million. It's like that person hopefully had a good opinion and went back with positive things to say. I don't know, but let's hope.
Kevin's been to the races, though. He knows.
Right.
He's seen it live. If he was at Devil's Staircase or Washington, he's seen how bitchin' it looks in person, and
right.
To show it in that light on a live feed is kind of shitty because you don't get to see how sweet the pits look. You don't get to see the hill up close and personal. You're seeing a wide angle of it where the rider gets cut in and out 3 times in a run.
Mm-hmm.
And glitching and all the other bullshit. It's
right.
I don't know. It's just something that should be there, but not the sole feat, like the sole what everybody sees. And we had, like I said, great conversations, Kevin and I, and with Gene leading up to this season. And I thought like we were gold, like shit's actually going to finally happen the way they were talking. And then it just, when it came time to race, crickets.
Right.
They were just gone.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I think that sucks. And what we all know, being in the sport for so long, is our sport's a spectacle, right? It is. It's the perfect 30. It's the perfect 30-second edit, right? I mean, it's a spectacle. There's crazy shit you've never seen before, right? Like we can build on that. So we just need
our sport was designed for this social media era.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk into Town Pump in Columbus and frickin' the open bike sitting there in the beer. It's like that gets your frickin' attention, right?
That's still so awesome. You gotta stop in there just for that.
I got something tying to where Luke was saying, where he's watching that documentary. Maybe that's something that what we need to do with our sport to draw more interest is Luke and Colby and all of us get together and we do a documentary on a rider and try and put it on, Nitro. Amazon or Netflix or something like that to try and so people go by and what's this? And then they get vested in our sport.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is pretty freaking cool.
It would be a documentary like that in a long form would be sick for the sport, but I don't think anybody in the sport has the budget for it.
No, absolutely not. That's the problem.
No, and then selling it to somebody to put that's where
Luke and I think both have kind of dabbled with edits on that front, and that's what I always really wanted to do is just follow people around with mics and get some of that type of footage. I played around with it a few years ago, and it was really fun and cool to hear what people are talking about on the line and all that stuff, getting a totally different aspect of it. And I think there could be something there if done right. I think it's an avenue worth poking at.
Yeah, most definitely. All great stuff. So I think when we say did our sport go forward or backwards, I think we can all say agreement that our sport's got ginormous potential that just hasn't been explored yet. That's the answer, right? I mean, it's like we all know where it could go. It's just not there. So one thing too with all of us here, thank you, Colby, for making this a super, super show. But I was curious for your guys' opinion, because especially Cowboy, all you guys have been to some venues that I haven't, like Kansas and whatnot. But is there a venue that you could think of that maybe right now isn't getting that huge crowd or huge purse, but we think could? Is there a venue in mind that you have that, obviously Devils has a huge person, huge attendance, but is there a venue you can think of that just has potential but just hasn't hit it yet? Cowboy, you got one?
I actually got a couple on the East Coast, pretty much anything but White Rose Night Race and Devil's Staircase. Freemansburg, I think they really missed the ball. They need to fix their parking so they can get more people in, and not their sellouts are 2,000 people, and they're sold out because they're out of parking.
Right.
They need to do something to squeeze more people in. They're turning people away, so they're doing something right, but they're turning people away.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
And they
We
shouldn't
can't
be
have that.
turning anybody away. That is an awesome hill climb, an awesome event.
Yeah.
Kansas has the room, but I don't think that they're promoting outside of that little town. Like, you go there and it's just everybody from the town that the hill climbs in is there. They'll drive in their side by sides and park and watch the race. But you got 2 major cities within 30 minutes of the place.
Wow. Dang.
We should be drawing people from there.
Right. Yep.
Muskegon, same way. Like, they've drawn way more people than they have
Right
now. White Rose, I shared a picture. I don't know if I shared it on all social medias or just in our group chat of a 1987 shot of White Rose, and I bet there was 8,000 people there.
Yeah, it was a cool photo.
Wow. Damn.
And they were paying $5 a person to get in.
Right. Damn.
Can you imagine if at $25 a person, if we had 8,000 people, the purse we would get?
Wow. Damn. Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the clubs, they need to do better on promoting themselves. They need to seek sponsors. They need to do what Eagle Ridge does and get 500 sponsors that are paying you $100 for a sign.
Yeah.
Or, White Rose, they could go to Utz Potato Chips and try and, name the race to Utz American Hill Climb.
Right.
Brought by White Rose, and get, $20,000 from Utz and put it to the purse.
Right.
It's
Love
just, there's a
Utz.
lot these clubs need to do and step up. But
Speaking of,
we do have some good ones, and they keep the riders afloat.
Right. Cowboy, when you're talking about naming the climb, I thought it was so awesome, that episode you and Ryan had with those Goon climbers on there, and they were talking about races they could go to, and they were like, "Oh, maybe
Yeah.
the Dairyland," and I was like, "Holy shit! I don't think I've ever heard anybody not call it Base City." Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was like,
I was confused if that's what they were talking
Dairy
about.
Hill Climb. The
yeah,
milk hill climb,
I
whatever
go
they say.
I go to that Dairyland, and I'm like, MFer, like it works. Like
Funny.
they remembered it as the Dairyland. I was like, that's Base City, brah. Like what's going on here? But it's like there's
But that's-
potential there. But
Yeah, that's something that clubs do. You name their hill the Devil's Staircase. It's iconic, the
Yep.
Devil's Staircase.
right.
But White
Yeah,
Rose, it's just a White Rose Hill Climb. There's no name for the hill. Like, NASCAR tracks all have names. The Monster Mile.
I wish Logan could have got that lifetime sponsorship for Wisco for Base City. I love, or Wisco, or however you say
Oh
that.
yeah.
That
Wisco.
would have been perfect. That would have been a
Yeah.
perfect one to have.
Yeah,
a
Wisco.
lifetime Wisco. Ryan, you got any
Perfect.
venues you think that could really amp up their crowd or their purse? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, I think the crowd has to step up at Brick Mine. It's one of the best climbs there is. I know it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but that place should have 10,000 people at it. There's a great place to watch from. There's lots of parking. There's, everything's on the upside of it. The only downside is it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it is. Everybody will keep saying it. It's one of the, best climbs to watch, best climbs to be at. They always put on a good job. So I'd love to see that. And then kind of the other way, where the hill and the venue is really good. It's just really difficult logistically and everything like that, is Four Corners. I know we've only been there once. The crowd was massive. The backdrop is amazing, but we got a couple hour window to put a hill climb on in.
Okay.
There's just everything against it is really hard, but it is a perfect way to highlight our sport. If, this time there was only, I forget what there was, maybe 25 to 30, 25 or something like that were at the hill climb. So it worked out really good. But if that could be again, and, now that we've been there and seen everything, there's people lined the whole hill all the way up.
Dang,
On
awesome.
both sides, there's a bar with a pool at the bottom. There's people watching from their balconies.
Awesome.
A hill climb. It was perfect. It's just logistically, how do we get that done? But that's one that we could really throw a lot of good light at this sport, and I'd love to see back and do well.
Right.
Yeah,
Those biker rallies are massive for
Yes.
events too. We had a semi-pro weird format hill climb that Mike Brunk and a guy from another club put on a few years ago, and it was unbelievable. It was downpouring all day, and it was one of the largest crowds I've raced in front of.
Is that
compared to
Harley?
anything.
That Harley one?
Yeah, it was the Harley anniversary one, and it was crazy. I mean, the hill
that needs to be a race for sure.
Like I was just looking it up before I said this.
Little Switz or something.
Yeah, yep. In a few years, they have their 125th, and it's like it would be so cool to get that back and get it linked up with an actual pro hill climb race, and do something big, because that would be. I mean, it was massive. They had Lance Corey and Diana Dahlgren there announcing, and like real live stream stuff. It was unbelievable.
They
like
flew them in on a
hundreds of
helicopter.
thousands of views. Yeah.
They flew Diana in on a helicopter just to go talk to Josh.
Things like that. That's where our sport needs. We need to tag on to things like the Harley's anniversaries.
Yeah, but it's hard because
losing
Harley
that one
isn't.
in Laconia. It sucked being on a Wednesday, but there's a decent crowd at that race every year because it's during a rally.
I only
and
did
if it
once,
wasn't 75 miles from Laconia, it'd be even better.
Yeah. I've only been there once, and there wasn't a thing. I don't have a negative word to say about it. That whole week and trip and race and purse was so fun.
That's a race I wish we could get back on the Pro Series.
Oh my
for
god!
sure.
And
Just
it had a, like
Hill's
you were
nothing
saying,
special, but
I mean, if they let you put a couple more
the
jumps in
venue.
it, it'd be cool. It's steep.
it was fun still,
steep.
and it was
It's
good for the
fast.
crowd because they saw nitro bikes absolutely eating. the
Well,
whole way.
that is the plus side of that hill. You get to see nitro bikes at their full potential.
Yeah.
and it is pretty badass, I guess,
It
in
was
that
cool.
aspect. But yeah, biggest crowd I've been in the middle of for sure.
Yeah,
that
it was
that was
massive
epic.
crowd, and then the purse was crazy because, like you were saying, Cowboy, they pulled sponsor money for that $20,000 guaranteed purse, and it was crazy the amount of money we made. But it was like such a fun week.
Yeah, because I think they had overage on the purse they had, the minimum purse they had to come up with. So
Yeah, I know the year that I went there, it was just a 20,000 flat guaranteed purse was what the promoter and Rob worked out because it was on a Wednesday. And I think after COVID, it was just too much for them, or they lost that sponsor or something.
I think, unfortunately, they're with a lot of clubs where the AMA bullshit just doesn't suit their needs.
Well, yeah.
I mean, with them, they couldn't come up with, they didn't want to lose they had the high minimum purse of, I think Rob took it down to $13,000 or something, and it just, they were afraid they weren't gonna, make it because they didn't have the sponsor after COVID.
My
That's why I went
understanding
back to
too
an
is
amateur.
when you run a pro event, you got to have the pro insurance, which is dumb as fuck, and the sanction fees. Just nobody wants to be a part of that.
It's way more expensive to promote the professional hill climb.
Yeah,
through
that's
there,
why
so it kind of makes
they've
sense.
opted out.
Yeah, I understand why they went the route they did, at least.
But then they had to buy all their own flags and get all their own stuff, and there's value to having them. Like you do get a package when you buy it, so there is some value.
But the thing is they're going to bring that crowd in no matter what. It doesn't matter who's racing. So
they have the same. They have the same crowd.
We can save all this money and have the same amount of money.
They still have massive crowds with the amateur or the whatever they're doing. I know they do a funky format, but they're making still probably way more money than they ever did when we were going there.
Brian,
and
I
that's
think
that's a promoter too. That they're racers. They were professional hill climbers and amateur hill climbers, and they had to do what was best for their promotion company.
Yep.
But Ryan, I think you're spot on about Four Corners and being part of a rally, and like Logan said, being part of that, because what does our sport offer? They're not 450s. They're freaking street bike motors. Some of them on really cool fuel that people can have an association with. And the fans that we're going for, they're not Supercross fans. They're the same fans that would go to a no prep race and watch a car run down a piece of blacktop. We don't need, like Logan was saying, we don't need 10 jumps and Jet Lawrence. there to make fun. They want to hear freaking Nitro. They want to hear the freaking horror of that bike go. And that's where the hill's not as important for a big crowd as people might think. In my opinion.
Well,
they want to see the big bikes strut their stuff. They want to see them wide open and going as fast as you can go up the side of a hill.
We went back and forth quite a few times with like Austin, me, Tristan, Aaron, when we did the Red Bull thing, because we kind of had a smooth hill over here and a hill they were trying to get us to go on that was ledgy, and it kind of would have been a mess. And it's like, okay, well, on this side, we're going to ring these things out. It's only going to be for 2 seconds, but it's loud, it's fast, it's cool. Austin will scrub the top. Over here, we're probably going to put on a better show because we'll pinwheel an open bike, but it's like, pinwheel it, spend 15 minutes trying to get somebody off the hill. So what works the best? And we went back and forth on that for quite a while. And really, you just let them open up, get really loud. They ring down the valley, and it works.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what people love to hear.
Mm-hmm.
The people that are watching aren't as talented as the people that are riding, so it's like, it's like they don't need to have all that technicality to it.
Yeah. Ryan going, 10 o'clock didn't hurt.
No, that was
10 o'clock. I think he was all the way past 3 o'clock or something. I don't know what you got there.
15:30.
It was epic.
That shit was sick.
That's got to be one of the best pictures that he'll climb for a while.
One of my
12 o'clock wheelie on a 80% grade.
One of my buddies sent a video from the backside behind us, and you could see my front number plate from behind.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's at least 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
When going back to a venue that thinks that they could get more, and I'm just saying things out loud that I don't necessarily want to have happen, but I think it could. When you were talking the brick mine, that's the one that I think too. But I think what happens with the brick mine, what might actually hurt it, is it's not a weekend event. Having Fordville with the brick mine, let's say if they could make the brick mine a weekend event where there was 2 days involved and camping, now maybe people would drive that distance out to that cool valley if they could camp there, and there's the freaking river and everything else. And if people could come out and camp, and we'd have the pit area where we'd all be, but then they could have people camping there too, they might actually get a bigger crowd, because there is a lot of, Grand Forks is an hour away. You're going to have to draw from Grand Forks. That's your only hope of getting a big crowd, is to draw from that. And guess what? There's not a lot to do in Grand Forks. If people can come out there and camp for the weekend, it might work. You might be able to get, 2,000 people, 1,500 people to come out there and just party all weekend and camp. But I don't know if that's what they want. I don't know if they can do that. But I think that there is that potential. But it just sucks. You get down at Brick Mine and you're tearing down as fast as you can to get to Fordville, which is great. But you're kind of cutting out on the crowds on both of them by doing that, because I think that they need that weekend pull for that one.
Their 4th of July date too, I think, hurts with spectators too.
I was just gonna say, I think that's their Achilles on that
people
one.
they got stuff they're doing, family stuff, fireworks. You know what I mean? They're not going to an event that'd be you don't see concerts held on the 4th of July. NASCAR doesn't hold races on the 4th of July.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a shot in the foot right there. Unfortunately,
the rumors are they're going to test that theory this year.
That'd be cool.
They got to move off that. We'll move off that weekend. I mean, it's great for the racers because then you get 2 extra days of travel.
Yeah,
I don't think to take vacation time.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like racers want to enjoy the 4th of July just like everybody else, and it kind of sucks that it's on a pre-designated weekend where you got shit to do, and you're like, well, I'm gonna go race it instead. I'm sure a lot of people would rather go racing, but there's a lot of other stuff that could be going on, and I don't know. I don't agree with that weekend being a race weekend like that. And
Logan, how many racers do you think right now, as a rule, come from Billings to the brick mine? 7,
5 on average.
Right.
Maybe.
I bet you if they don't have it on the 4th of July weekend, I bet you they get 20, right? because that's just one less reason that a bunch of these people, because if you live in Billings, you got plans for 4th of July. There's a million freaking things to do there, right?
Yeah.
You're not driving 10 hours. Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
But I would love to see, out of that 140 people that ride the 450 class at the Great American, if they could get 35 of them people to come from Billings to the brick mine, that would be epic for the brick mine. And it would be an awesome race that way, right? Yeah, maybe. Probably won't happen.
That's the only thing I can see for their attendance. Like, that is, like you said, like one of the most top-notch events that our sport has.
Right.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, that place is awesome, and it's run by awesome people.
Right.
It's run by racers, which is very rare in our sport. And yeah, it's epic, but that weekend sucks, man.
Yeah,
it's
it'll be
a tough one. And when they go off like that day, no matter what, like a couple years ago, it was like on a Thursday or a Friday or something like that. That hurts too. Like that was the one year I was actually going to go and couldn't because it was during the week, and it's like, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
No, it's tough. Anybody else have any venues? I mean, the other one that came to my mind about venues that has a bunch of potential, and it's the obvious one, is the Battle of the Bluffs, because they've already had the huge crowd there.
Yeah,
they've had that already.
They've had it there.
And I think,
but I think that's even harder though. The fact that they've had it and got to get it back. I think
that is harder.
I think that's harder even to get it back than to start fresh. But could be wrong. I don't know. That hill's gone away so hard from what you see, like when it was in its heyday.
Yeah,
it's not the same hill.
I think
it's not the same hill either.
This is my opinion, but I think they need to do a couple things. The most obvious is they got to fix up their water system, which they got the bones for, right? But they need to
They're working at it.
They need to take an excavator up to that top or something, and it just got to start over. Like the top.
I think just fill that whole valley and just push all that dirt you can get right over the top.
I think
those promoters need help too.
Yeah,
I mean, there's just a couple old timer farmer.
It's just like 2 or 3 guys, right?
Right. But the thing that place has is that hill is right in front of you. Like, and there's such an awesome area to spectate from, and they have such a huge area to camp and spectate, and it's such great viewing of the actual hill if they fix that top. Because right now, you go around that corner, you don't even know what happens. We're like, Logan was saying,
you lose them.
If you just fill all that in, and then the other part is they get in there, old guy like me gets stuck in there. It takes me 10 minutes to get freaking out of there. It's like you can't have that. You got to blow through there, make a show out of it. And the other thing is they got to wind up that freaking mud pit. That freaking mud pit back there. I would go probably just for that, to watch those crazy hits back there going. I mean, that is wild back there. So it's like they have all these things that could just be epic. And I don't think it would take a ton, but it's going to take some money and effort to fix it, but there's so much.
It's in town. Like it's got one of the best locations, other than Billings, out of all the climbs. It's there. It's got multiple cities to pull from. It's set up for it. It really is.
Right.
Yeah. I've been a big advocate too of the extra stuff. I think a lot of places could benefit from the extra, not just relying on the race itself and having the mud pit or music or whatever it might be. There's other things. Ferris wheel. I don't know. I mean,
dude,
there's things you can do to draw in other people that don't just want to come watch racing. I mean, it doesn't have to be just that. But it's an extra expense. It's extra liability. It's all this extra bullshit too. But I do think that hill climb events need extra.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
do you guys
White
think
Rose used
strippers
to
would work?
What's that?
Do we think strippers would work? Like, we could try.
Well, that one for sure.
Couldn't
that would
hurt.
work.
Yeah.
If Jamie Deere gets on there and be like, "Hey,
I mean,
make that ass
the Bud
clap,"
Fast time, girl.
It worked at Des Nations, but unfortunately, they all got arrested before it got good.
Well, if you guys want me to, I'll start stripping.
But all the promoters do need to do something extra. I mean, White Rose, they had the band at the Night Hill Climb. That was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
They used to do when Hooters was, still in York, they had a Hooters wing eating contest at intermission. The
That
crowd
would
got
be
into
awesome.
that. That was pretty cool.
Oh,
That's
that'd be
neat.
cool. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
Hooters are
fun
far
for
and
who's
few
already
between
there, but I
now.
don't think that's going to draw in extra people.
No,
No, but it's
But
good for the
I'm
people
not
that are there.
hating. I'm not hating. Don't get me wrong. Don't
it
get me
brings them back the next year because another
Yeah.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have that. There should be things for the kids to do. Like you go
Yeah.
to a Supercross,
Strippers.
there's stuff for the kids to do in the pit walk. You know what I mean? They got the Strider thing.
Yep. Strider stuff.
You go to a flat track, they
GDs,
have
3Ds.
bouncy houses and stuff.
Right.
I
It
still
needs to be
think
an
that
event. It needs to be
The
a whole
interactive
event.
GDs, 3Ds booth. needs
And that
to be
is
a
something.
thing.
Yes.
That could be a thing. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came out of retirement.
that should be a thing. I mean, why can't we get a couple of his bikes together and then someone make 3D print a hill, and just have it there and have kids come and push these bikes up a hill.
Yeah.
You
They'd
know,
love it.
a 3D printed hill of the event that you're at, say 3D print White Rose. And
When I was a kid, I would have been in that tent all goddamn
Hell
day
yeah.
playing with toy dirt bikes.
You know what?
I mean, that's all I did at the hill climbs anyway when I was a kid, just sit in the dirt and play with toy dirt bikes.
Give me a little spot of ground and a shovel, and I'll replicate Pogue's hole, and they can see who gets fast time. Right?
Like I
Okay.
said, I still have action figures buried in the parking lot of Bay City somewhere. Ninja Turtle action figures.
A couple things here. 2026, just we're knocking on the door. So next year, and what do you guys think is the perfect or the really good amount of venues for a series? Ryan, how many do you think is like the perfect amount that you want to see? We don't want 30. We don't want 2. What should these organizers be going for in a series for a number of venues?
Like total loaded question. I know there's not a whole bunch, but there is a solid group that go to, almost everything. Right. So if every series was 4, man, it really caters to them. Does that make it feasible for, people that only want to run one series? No, not really. In the West, it's kind of different because we have 3 series. If somehow we could work those ones together where they're 4-4-4, or Rockwell, they're kind of not really doubleheader people. They're 2-day weekends just because of the size of the event. And then you go to a MSS event and it's 2 days and it works really well in California and stuff. If we could see, it's tough to say, 3 to 4, I'd be hitting all of them. When they get into 6 and 7, it's getting hard to, you got to kind of pick 1, maybe 2 series. But that's my wish, I guess. We'll see how the year maps out, but.
Yep. Cowboy, what do you think?
Oh, go ahead, Cowboy.
My think is, you take American Hillclimb as your premier series. There should be 6 to 10 events. East Coast, 6 to 10 West Coast, and then your national championship until we can make Logan's master plan work as a true national traveling series. And then again, was 6 to 10 events of some of the best hills in the country. Right. And then you have your Motoclimb Super Series, and those are supplemental series the guys can run to make extra money.
Right.
Dirt Track does it. AFT is, the main series, but all these guys go run 3 or 4 other series and races all the time and racing every weekend to make money.
Right.
But I think 6 to 10 is a good number. I mean, I've ridden up as many as 22 races a year in one series. That's a lot. That's a lot of traveling.
That's a lot. Yeah. And it gets a little tainted too with the double headers. That's always a slippery wicket for me. I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah,
but Logan, what do you think? Number of races in a series. What do you like?
think we do 10 series or 10 races in a real
series.
national. Yeah, 10 series.
10
Let's
series.
do it.
10
10
races in a real
races in a
national
real
championship.
national
Yep.
championship, and then you fill in the blanks with regional races. That keeps all the guys that don't want to travel happy.
Yeah, I could see that. If there's just one national series, I could see the 10, right? Like if you're not
Mhm.
going to have three
Yep.
10 persons, I got that. The next
Yep.
question stacked on top of that, Colby, what do you think about the double header format? What is your opinion on it? Like having Washington have 2 full events on one weekend, and you know, the event, Carnegie had a double header, 2 full events on a Saturday, Sunday. What do you
I think it's a tough pill to swallow. In the grand scheme of things, I can see the benefits of it. You know, with saving the money. Obviously, it's a bigger output for entry fees and all that stuff on one weekend, but I don't know. For me, it sucked. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of fucking work for people working on the hill 2 days in a row.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's no secret that those days run long.
Yep.
And those hills are dusty.
Right.
And it's a bit miserable.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a little easier at Washington because they are more accommodating and they have places to retreat to, and it's fun and stuff. But like the potato race, that was brutal 2 days. Lloyd's was a brutal 2 days.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not super for it, but I see, like I said, I see the benefits of it.
Yeah.
But I think the negatives, you know, it's like a limbo. Like I don't know what weighs more.
Yeah.
Is
my
getting
opinion,
to
really
knock out
tough.
2 rounds in one weekend and
Right.
saving the travel, or is it spending all the money and getting it out of the way? I don't
Right.
like
The problem is
because
if
like
we don't.
bike problems is a big part of it. You know,
Yeah.
like you got no time to fix anything if anything happens. Granted, these hills aren't super taxing on bikes,
Right.
though we did have a couple blow up in Washington.
Right.
What, 2 years ago? So I mean, yeah, it's brutal. Like John Wolfson didn't get to ride any of his own shit the second day, 2 years in 24. You know, and it's like,
Yep.
that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. The other thing too, like for if there's 40, let's say there's 35 to 60 riders at the Motoclimb or the American Hillclimb event where they're having the double headers, you know, there's maybe 10 riders that are going to be cash positive after entries, maybe not even 10. And it's hard because I'm one of the riders that I know I'm not going to be cash positive from entries. You know, you're looking at anywhere from $700 to $1,000 in entries for the weekend, and you're hoping to get, you know, maybe 4 top 10s or for a good weekend. You know,
Yeah.
and it's tough. And I think that's gonna, if you want to keep the classes small, I think that will help because people aren't going to come and just race one half of one day or just one day. That they'll just not come the weekend at all, you know. Where I noticed when I went to Rockwell with Ryan and Aaron, and I was like, man, I had a whole weekend of fun, and it was $350. I was like, damn, it just felt cheap. And I laughed because I was telling my wife, I was like, I remember when I was first started going out with Logan and Todd, and I was like, I don't know where I'm going to come up with this $300 to race this weekend. And now it seems cheap compared to go to the double headers where you're, you know, $850 out for the weekend. You know, it's like, and then you got diesel, hotel, everything else. It's just a lot to ask of the riders when the entries are like that. Logan, what do you think?
It's definitely a double-edged sword because nowadays with the low entries everywhere compared to what it was I don't know 12 years ago in the West Coast races, you can't go and make money unless you're top 1 or 2 in every class to go for a weekend. Like I can't. I mean, if you live out west and you're only driving 10 to 12 hours, you have a chance to do it. But like when I started going out west, it was a $25,000 guaranteed purse or 20, whatever it was, 20 or 25 to go to like Washington. So if you got like a fifth in the open class, you're winning like $800 out there, which is like, that's pretty good money.
Right.
And now, like when I went to Lloyd's, and 2 nights in a hotel, drove there and back, I didn't go out anywhere fancy for dinner, and I was on the podium all but 2 times, and I think I know I was still in the top 10 on both of those, and I didn't make money.
Right. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's hard.
So
It's
I
tough.
did better than everybody there except for Jake, like as far as overall collected points,
Yeah.
and you're not making money in
That's
the
a bummer.
so that's
Yeah.
like
But
that's a lot to ask
that's
for.
you're not going to get more riders like that. Ryan, what's your opinion on the double headers? You're another guy that travels a lot.
Well, my diesel's more than my entry fees, so I to a lot of these places. So that's kind of my theory on it. It's a lot for you already got a lot of the help out. You've already done the work to the hill. So, helping out these events to try to make a little bit extra cash or bringing in 2 days of fans, whatever it takes. I get that side too. I do get that it's a huge, investment to go there for entry fees. But where you're going there anyways, is it better to spend the extra 300?
Right.
I like double headers. I know I'm kind of out on an island on that, but I do like it. I'm out there anyway. I spent the time driving. Let's race for a couple days. And again, Joel, like you said, like 90% of the time I'm on the outside looking in for, to pay for my weekend. That's for sure. I'm going there. So when I'm there, I'm going to race.
Yeah.
Here's another quick take on that, Joel. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
If you're doing double headers at 3 different hills, and I guess now that I'm looking at it, like, what's the point? Why not just have one round and just have 3 rounds? Because it's at the same place anyways.
Right.
So what are we doing 2 different events for on the same weekend? If you're getting whether it's double header or not, the points are the same, right? And
exactly. Yeah.
so like, why not just have 3 rounds? And it's just, that's it. Like, I guess now it doesn't really make sense thinking about it, paying 2 days at the same event.
And I think that's where
whether it's just a money grab for the series to get a little bit more ching, which is understandable, but at the same time, it's all the same, because whether it's 2 events or 1 event, you're coming out the same, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If they had, if California went to 1 day, I'm not going to drive 60 hours, 50 hours down there for 3 runs.
At this point, I don't know if I will either.
Yeah. See, like, and I guarantee that's a lot of the guys that make all these miles. I'm not. I like racing. I'm having a blast sitting around for 2 days racing my buddies. If it went down to a 4-hour event in 1 day, so that means I'm probably going to pull in the morning, race for 4 or 5 hours, do trophies, and I'd probably start driving after. Now that's my whole weekend. As not a double header, I don't know if I would be there.
Maybe entry fees could be diluted a little bit then, if that were the problem. I don't know.
I don't
Now
think that's
you're
the
diluting
problem.
the purse, so you dilute the entry fee, you're diluting the purse.
That's all you're doing. I don't think it's a problem.
But for hills that are for races that are far away, like California or anything for Brian except Billings, it makes sense for the 2-day events, the double headers, because you're driving all that way. And I get Ryan's point of view. It works good for the West Coast because of the pay structure.
Yep. Exactly.
It's something that wouldn't work on the East Coast. You couldn't do a double header on the East Coast because you wouldn't have
no point
anybody
to when
the
you have
second
25 riders. Also,
yeah, you wouldn't have any crowd the second day. You wouldn't make any money.
I wonder though, like if they said if it was a single event purse, it was $120 a class, but if it was a double curse, if they did like $75 or $80 a class, so that it would help a little bit. I don't know. I don't even know if it would make an impact. I just know that I think the slippery slope we're in is like Rockwell can't have a 2-day event like that because they have the potential
too
of
many bikes.
140, 450 shows up right now. Motoclimb Super Series and American Hillclimb West doesn't even have that threat of that, so they don't have to worry about it, right? Like if all of a sudden Washington's going to have a 2-day event and they got 140 450s signed up for each day. They got to make decision, right? Like they aren't going to be able to do that. So they don't have that problem. But I just look at it as like, I don't think we're growing the sport at all by making it not cost feasible for, and if they only, and that's where I think like maybe they're geared towards, they're not looking for the casual rider. The only person they're looking to attract are top level talent, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, and that's, but I just, we're not going to grow real fast by only attracting a few riders a year.
No,
you know?
but I mean, that's what American Hillclimb wants. They want the top level talents. And on the West Coast, I think they're doing it because they only have 3 hills. If
But
they
the
get
oth-
more hills,
yeah.
they probably get away from the double headers
But the other thing too, like with American Hillclimb
to make a
East,
series.
is they have to be vetted. Like Todd Cipala wanted to get a hard card and couldn't get it. They're vetted. They're not allowing less talented riders into American Hillclimb East because they have to be vetted to get in or get their way through the provisional to get in, right? Where American Hillclimb West doesn't have that same clarification, and the American Hillclimb West purse is derived by the rider. So that's where I'm like, it feels like we're fighting against ourselves.
We are,
by that purse structure. Where what I'd like to see is like American Hillclimb West atop the East purse, and I think it'd be perfect.
Are you saying there's discontinuity between the 2 rule books of the exact same series?
Not at all.
No, not
I've never heard of that
at all.
But
yeah, I don't know how we get past that that bullshit, but
it's a whole
I do like that.
Mess.
You know,
one
like,
rule book. I got other things to say about that too, but go ahead, Colby.
Your guys' idea for the one-stop shop championship deal is definitely something I've ran through my head a lot, but I do like the fact that we're kind of, I mean, there's something for everybody right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you kind of got the Rockwell thing for leisure weekend warriors. They can go out and not have a lot of pressure, and it's good payouts and blah blah blah.
It's fun.
You know, basically zero professionalism put towards it, but it's a quote unquote professional event where you can win money, which is cool. You got Motoclimb, which is the next step up. It's professional as it could be, and it's still leisure. Like it's not super strict, like rule wise and blah blah blah. And then you got American Hillclimb, which is trying to be the all professional, like what everyone strives to, or what everyone thought they wanted, I guess. So for a professional series where everything's held to a higher standard, there's a national championship, and it costs more. It's a little bit the next level. Like if you really want to participate, that's the next level. It's not for everybody, but there's something for everybody, I think. And we're kind of seeing little hubs of where people are kind of ending up. Like, you know, you had Naha, which had like a lot of different people involved in it before. Well, now that it's AMA, I think it's kind of separated the herd a little bit, where some of those people have stepped away and went and did Rockwell or Motoclimb instead because they're not the uber professional people that are what American Hillclimb is trying to attract right now. And I think it's good to have these different avenues, and I also think it's good to combine the avenues at the same time. But there are certain folks that just don't jive with that super professional side of things, and we're not going to get them.
Yeah.
And I think there's a time and place for everything a little bit, but that's kind of my take on all the series right now.
Logan.
I was just gonna say, like, I pretty much totally agree with that and what Colby's saying. And the sport, like, my real honest opinion on all of this is that it's just way too grassroots to be a national championship and something that people are expected to drive across the country for. It's a sport with 3 different regions. You know, you've got East Coast, you have the Montana area, and you have AMA West. And then Motoclimb kind of fits in between all of that with the 2 different West Coast regions. And it's just not a national sport, and it's not going to be because there's no support for it. We get laughed at and looked down on by the entire motorcycling industry, and we just need to accept that and put on the best, like Joel says, live shows that we possibly can at each of these regions for whoever the promoter is, whatever style they need. That's the ticket that we need to focus on more than anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can grow it from that regional and start getting national attention and real sponsors where there's some money into it, then you have an option to take it national. But right now it's not. And getting half the sport together for one weekend at one hill and claiming someone is a national champion, it's just like, I mean, it's cool and it's a great step for the sport, but it's not showing who the best nationwide hill climber is, because it's two motocross style hills on the same exact dirt.
It's where we're at. It's where we're at now. I think eventually we need the support to do like the series that you laid out, which I think is the most feasible way to do it, the way you laid it out in your show months ago. You know, when you were cooped up and you had that where it starts in California and goes through, like I saw that. I'm like, that's the most feasible way that we're ever going to do it to make it a true national sport. But then I look, you know, hill climbers don't like to spend money on travel. They all complain about travel and the money, and I do too, even just as a referee or when I rode. But you take into account, you just take flat track, for example. You know, there's only 5 people in that entire series making money.
Yep.
And everybody else, they're traveling from Pennsylvania to, you know, California on a weekend to race and maybe not even qualify.
Yeah.
And they do it every weekend. Supercross, motocross, you have privateers that follow the whole series, and they might not qualify, might not make a dime, but they're there every weekend and they're spending the money for that chance. I think it's just where it comes where we just got to find the way and do it. If you really want to do it, then we just have to do it.
We got to grow the sport until it's bigger than regional and then worry about being national.
Yeah.
It does. Yes, we do have to grow it to where it's bigger than regional. And that comes the fact that that's something where we were 80 years ago. And now we have to get back to that. It was the most popular sport in the country in the 1920s and 30s.
It just boggles my mind too how much support flat track has that I think we deserve.
Yeah.
A huge portion of that, because I'll say it every fucking time that Hillclimb is way more exciting to watch than a flat track race. Sorry to the flat trackers, but it's NASCAR on 2 wheels. I mean, I couldn't care less to get fully involved in that sport. I get it's gnarly in person. I've been to them in person. That's a different story. But that's, I guess, same with Hillclimb. But
that's every motorsport.
It's still specialized racing machines that you can't buy at a dealership, and they're getting tons of fucking support for going around in a circle.
Yep.
And I just find it hard to believe that we can't get that. And I just think there's like a wall of the cool guy or whatever fucking factor that's holding us back at headquarters, that they don't want to believe that we have more to offer than flat track. And it's frustrating as fuck.
Yeah.
And one of the best flat trackers in the country was asked if he would ever ride a hill climb bike. Tiger offered him a bike to ride, and he said, "Fuck no." I'm not that crazy.
I wouldn't ride anything Tiger offered me either.
Well, it was Dr. Bob. It was Dr. Bob's bike. It was when Tiger was still with Bob, so it was a good equipment.
When Josh Jensen got us backstage at the Arena Cross and Ricky was there, I asked Ricky Carmichael, and he said, "No way, that shit's crazy."
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yep.
So,
if it makes you feel any better, Colby, flat track isn't doing real hot right now either.
Yeah, no,
I know. I find it hard to believe it ever was, but goddamn, they got Red Bull, Monster, fucking
definitely gone
Indian
down.
Harley. I mean, they've had it all, and they've lost it all at the same time. And
they've lost it all. They got Mission Foods and Royal Enfield now,
and Estenson.
Estenson, which they're Yamaha backed. He's got a deal in with Yamaha. So,
and this could be a calling of the times too. I mean, we could go back to when we were talking about venues doing better, what they could do better. We're in a new age of human here, and kids don't give a shit about anything live anymore. They
No.
couldn't care less. They want to be tied to their iPad watching AI videos or whatever the fuck they're doing nowadays. And it's going to be a tough sell getting people in the seats going forward with anything.
Yeah, all sports are suffering. I mean, attendance is down in even the stick and ball sports. The attendance is down, and they're trying, get people in.
You know,
Motorsports, NASCAR's down, flat track's down, Supercross. I don't really think Supercross is down any in attendance.
No,
so.
that's crushing it.
They're doing good.
The thing is, there's always negatives, there's always positives. But the one thing that I go back to is, I think it was Logan talking with Matt Musgrove, and every really high level athlete that has come to Hillclimb and tried it has liked it, right?
Yep.
Whether it's Josh Hill or his brother or the general or some of the guys that they've pulled in for Big Hill Jam, the really, really talented riders have had fun. They've enjoyed doing it. Like they've had, that just tells me we got something here, right? Here are these people that have been on dirt bikes their entire life, enjoyed it. We just got to get them more exposure to more of these people, right? And the other thing too is, like Colby, the first segment we we're talking about, what's exciting is we got some really fun, young, talented riders that we were highlighting in the first segment that has showed that not only is the older people still ripping, but we got a whole nother generation coming behind us, pushing us even harder.
Yep.
It's there. We've been around for
They're coming. Yeah.
We've been around for 107 years, and there's been so many sports that have came and went in our presence. We have to be proud of that. We have to understand that, yep, we're not Supercross, we're not NHRA, but we got something. We've been there. We're still here. We're going somewhere. We don't know what yet. I think we got to take the positives and try to all build together. And what has been kind of fun the last few years is there was a really big divide. There still is, but there's been many attempts to get together.
It's coming together.
We've been making
shrinking.
Small baby steps. I don't know if everybody's seen that old movie, Baby Steps. It's like you got to take those. We're making them, right? Like we're doing things. We're not stagnant. We're trying to move. We just got to keep moving. We got to keep on it. And we have something special here. Let's keep keying on that. And man, I think the future, it's going to be so bright. It's going to be so awesome. And talking with people like Jay Jelnick and Matt Musgrove and all the people that are involved making this sport so awesome. We got good places to go. We got to keep on it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. There's definitely a future. It's just cracking the code.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
is going to appeal to more people than not, because no matter what series you're tied to right now, no one's 100% stoked on everything.
Right.
Well, you'll never please people, though.
That's why you have the divide, because there's certain people that like the rough terrain and just going out and having no consequence, or like whatever, like Rockwell.
Yep.
And Motoclimb brings a different avenue to the table where you can run a stock bike and have fun and do all that. And there's the people that want to take the sport to the next level, or keep it diehard Hillclimb, like American Hillclimb. And with all these avenues, like I said, you're targeting the whole sport there. But how do you tie these three completely different worlds together?
Yeah.
Like, that's a tough one, because just the people that do American Hillclimb, look at all the bitching going on there. Like,
What? There is?
No, I never.
I mean, people are divided within a series even, and it's just, how do you please everybody and bring them all into one category? It's tough. And the thing is, like with motocross, no one has a say in anything. That's just, it is what it is. You want to be a part of it or not. And that's the only thing. I mean, besides like Red Bull Straight Rhythm, but that's a one-off thing.
Yeah.
It's not like a series. It's not something anyone can just get invested into. There's one fucking series. You either in or you're out. And that's kind of part of why we are not doing so hot, I think, because there's too many avenues that appeal to different people, which is good. I'm not like I said, it's good, but it's also bad because people see different avenues of the sport, and you're never gonna please everybody. It's just
No.
Well, that's what we got
it's
to learn.
a
We're never gonna please everybody, and it just.
no.
But let me put it this way: being in the sport as long as I have, and we're on actually gaining traction on going the direction that we want now. Um, 20 years ago, what we have now is something that was talked about and was shot down because the divide was so big, and it's finally come together, at least between Naha and AMA,
Yeah.
that we got that. We're on the right track.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna take time. It's gonna take consistency too, especially with American Hillclimb when you have one rule book and two series that have different sets of rules on each side, and that needs to be fixed.
Right.
Mhm. Again, the legacy part of that falls in just where
Yep.
one side has been doing it one way for so long that it's hard to conform to one
Well, I
thing.
mean,
It's just that's the logistic problem we have in our sport.
no, the East Coast, we used to have pretty much the same class that they have on the West Coast, and then we got rid of our extreme class and made it a twins class. And I don't know. There's
but
a lot of
it's
work to
just
be done. We're in the infant stages of this, and I'm hopeful that we make it work before we make it die.
It'd be interesting. Like it was really cool. Motoclimb Super Series had a meeting with a whole bunch of us in it. It was cool to talk about changes or whatever. And I don't know what we can say or can't say or whatever. Like that twins class, you have to run a knobby tire in it, right? So
Mhm.
maybe that's something that has a play to have some continuity with that middle class between the 450s and the open class, where maybe that twins class just goes to a knobby tire class, and that 700 class, it's got to be on a knobby tire as well, but it can be whatever motor rules to keep those bikes alive. And then maybe that's the one thing. So you'd have a 450, a knobby, and whatever the frick you think can go fast on class.
Well,
And then maybe that's something that could unify that series. But we had lots of conversations in that awesome meeting on Motoclimb Super Series, and be fun to see if something comes out of that positive.
Yeah. Well, Matt
Mhm.
talked about that on our show, and that's something that I think should be happen is that class should become another open class, but knobby tire only with a length restriction.
Right. Yep. All these
So you
things
can
are,
run 451 up in that class, but on a knobby tire at 70 inches.
right.
So where we go 66 inches, make it really interesting.
Right.
And
Well,
stock length open bikes.
Yep.
Matt did mention that you also said that you should be forced to run multiple motors. I don't know if that was something that you had a big belief in or not.
Multiple engines.
I'm just kidding.
I think it should be able to put. Why can't we put a Chevy motor in an open bike? Let's put a 451 Chevy motor in and go.
Blown Chevy.
I've always
Big
dreamed.
block.
I've always dreamed of Cowboy having like an open bike with like 4 motors in it. Like one of those big,
Tractor pull, hill
yeah, tractor
climb.
pull. Yeah, that's Cowboy. Right?
Let's do it. I always wanted to
yeah.
build one out of a Triumph Rocket 3. What's better than a 2400cc inline 3-cylinder?
Right.
2 of them.
Boys, I gotta say that Super Show has led up to everything it says. We could go on till we all have to go.
Oh, we could go for hours yet.
But I feel like we've covered so much stuff. And Cowboy, thank you. This was a wonderful idea. And how the hell, Ryan, you got Colby out of retirement? That just made all of our night, dude. That's awesome.
I just said Joel's gonna be there. He's like, "Oh yay!" Oh yeah.
But man, how fun. I think this is something, let's plan on it right now. Pencil it in, boys. Year in review 2026, December before Christmas. Let's do it again. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I think
like
we could go on forever, but from Nitro and Mud, from the Find the Line 2025, great season. Thank you guys for all your time tonight. Colby, thank you for coming out of retirement. Pencil us back in again for next year to get your opinion. We miss you, buddy. And I got nothing else. You boys got anything?
I don't got nothing because if
nothing.
we get on another topic, we'll go for another hour. So let's get out of here.
Thank you.
Merry
for
Christmas,
Ryan.
everybody. Happy New Year. It's going to be 26 is going to be great. I know we should
epic.
talk, but it's going to be amazing. Let's go.
Let's go.
It'll be
Let's
good.
do it.
All right. So,
Let's go.
hey, well, let's all say Hillclimb on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hillclimb! All right. Thanks, boys. We go.
Come on, my mama told me one day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sit when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this.